Australia, which is in the middle of its spring right now, is having going to have record cold temperatures, it looks like, next week. But that's when fuel oil goes up, when all these prices go up, it's going to be crushing to folks who try to heat their homes and making a choice about what they're going to do. It's getting tight out there. And a lot of this is because of what government did. When you have an economy, it is a finely tuned machine, and when you disrupt just part of it, the entirety of it takes a long time to recover. So we can be hopeful. When you look in the fuel prices, you can just do a search on about anything related to what's going on, and it's a mess. And not only that, we look so weak internationally right now that it's a good time to be alarmed. I would say that people's anxiety about the fact that we're used to America being great and wonderful and fantastic and the best place to live, greatest opportunity ever. It's why people want to come here. It's a magnificent place to be, regardless of your political beliefs. However, it isn't.
Hey there, it's Charlie Miller, your state representative for Brunswick and New Hanover counties. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to check out my Facebook page, Representative Charlie Miller, to stay up to date on everything that's happening in the state legislature. You can also sign up for my weekly legislative newsletter to receive a more detailed report on how the voices of District 19 are being heard in Raleigh. If my office can be of any assistance to you, please reach out at 919-733-6753. Paid for by the committee to elect Charlie Miller for NC House.
Wake up to Good Morning Carolina, weekdays at 5:30 a.m.
And Good Morning Carolina. It is a very busy news morning today. I'm Donna Gregory.
And I'm Jeff Rivenbark. We're glad you're starting your Tuesday with us.
Be prepared and ready to go for the day ahead.
For the time being, we are dry and quiet, but we are dealing with some patchy fog.
And catch up with the overnight news you need to know before heading out the door.
We'll have more details and more live coverage in just a few moments.
Get up early for Good Morning Carolina, weekdays at 5:30 a.m.
Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Hi. I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
Well, before I left my campsite, I was putting out my fire, and out of nowhere, Smokey Bear showed up and hugged me?
So you drowned the fire, you stirred it, drowned it again, and felt that it was cold?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. He likes it when people correctly put out their campfires. He's pretty big on wildfire prevention. He's just letting you know you did good. With a hug. He's a hugger.
I just got a bear hug from Smokey Bear. Status update.
All right, I'm going to let you go now. I've got a lot of ranger stuff to do. There are many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester.
Keeping Southport informed. The Big Talker 106.7 FM WFBT, Carolina Beach.
I'm State Farm Agent Rob Renz, and I want to help you get to a better state. We are one of the fastest growing and most reviewed insurance agencies in Wilmington. That's because our customers love the personalized attention that we give to you. Let us help you get to a better state by visiting our website at ilminsurance.com. That's ilminsurance.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Government has become too big, too overtaxing, and is constantly over-regulating every aspect of your life.
If you agree with that, tune in to Consumer Choice Radio every Saturday at 10 a.m. here on the Big Talker 106.7 FM with me, Yael Osowski.
And me, David Clement. For an hour, you'll get expert analysis on what the government is sinking its teeth into next and how you, as a consumer, can push back.
ConsumerChoiceRadio.com.
Right here.
Dustin, you with us?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Morning.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Morning.
Day number 4 of the hijacking.
Day number 4.
Ready to kick things off.
Yeah, we brought a new console into the project, and yeah, there's a lot of bugs to work out. But that's why it's experimental pirate radio. They aren't paying me for this, so I'm doing what I can with what I got. You know what I'm saying?
From what it sounds like, you got a bunch of equipment. You took it from the facility, and now we have it some sort of a ransom. Yeah.
Well, I brought my own gear into it as well because, I mean, when you steal equipment, it may not always be the best. So
and we got to figure out our demands. You know, if they want the station back, they got to come up with some
money. Donate money to the station.
We demand a no holds bar.
Midget wrestling.
No, just some time slot where I can really say what I want to say and not hold back.
And get money.
Yeah.
Yeah, see.
Why not?
And then they could have their 3-hour morning spot back.
So this is what your voice actually sounds like.
Yeah, when you don't sound like a transformer.
Give him a little more.
Which one? Which Vader?
He's number, 17 and 18. 17 and 18. No.
Is that better?
Stereo mixes. Keep going. 16. Keep going. There's a whole bank
You're
of
saying
cameras
that
to your right that are lighting up over there. And he has input gains also.
Okay.
So pretty much I sounded like Optimus Prime this whole time.
You did.
And he's 2 channels. He has left and right.
My man gave me 2 channels today. 1 channel's not enough. I need 2.
Yeah, we call them rails.
This board is ancient.
This board is older than you are, and it's probably done more shows than you have. I'm old. I can say shit like that. Get off my lawn.
Stuff.
Get off my lawn.
It's like every time we...
So I'm encouraged.
You wish you were Clint Eastwood.
We have... You can give yourself some more, too, over there. Look at that. You a little... Either that or speak up, man. Right? Because you have input gain. It's really nice. You're number 2. Bump yours up.
It sounds great in my ears right now.
Yeah, but I can't hear you.
To the radio bosses.
There you go.
Look me in the eyes. We are the captains now. We are the
captains.
captains.
Now. Look at me. I am your captain now.
That's why we're here.
And it's a good timing for it too, but man, I tell you, my neighborhood, it's starting to screw with me now.
Yeah,
because I told you guys about the guy who's down the street with all the lights, and
oh yeah,
you know, it's kind of making me step my game up this year. But when nobody else in the neighborhood is doing Christmas lights, so it's like it's me and this guy, and I kind of wish other people would decorate between us, you know, because it's just like me and him.
All fit for my big ass.
I mean, you can't see any other lights, so it's like the spotlight's on us. And it's like I kind of wish other people would decorate, so it kind of like take the heat off of us.
Well, the pressure.
Yeah, man. It's like 2 in the ring. I was hoping for like a Royal Rumble, you know. So not everybody sees the punches and stuff, but apparently I've got to go to Walmart again. I've got to. I can't help it. I'll find something.
We need to get you some lasers.
Wait. You're going back to Walmart for a reason?
Oh, yeah. I get all my lights from there. You know, if I were a NASCAR driver, Walmart would be on my hood.
Well, something... If I were to buy lights, I would want to go to a place that sells lights. At least DJ America.
American DJ?
American DJ, that's it, whatever.
Well, this guy's like Griswold, man. I mean, every inch is covered in his yard. And I try to be all fancy with my LED lights, but I look over there and just trailer load of shit in his yard. And it's like, wow, you know, what am I going to...
He's like, how am I going to beat that now?
Did he have the flailing arm Santa?
No, but he has Santa? he has like a windmill that moves and stuff, and I'm sitting over here like, God damn, like I got blow ups, and they kind of go with the wind, you know. That's as much moving as I get, you know. And I don't even think he knows I exist over here. He has no idea.
See that far.
Your nemesis, your rival.
He's like, oh, you must be that guy with the little bit of solar lights out front of his yard. Hey,
that's cute.
Thanks for trying.
Well, you're entered in a competition too. You've got more at stake at this, don't you?
Oh yeah, man. I got skin in the game in this, and this guy's over here making a mockery of me. You know.
Do your kids laugh at you when they drive by?
No. We haven't hit that part yet. People still think we're kind of crazy because we put up our stuff before December. You know, now it's December. Now it's December. Everybody's going by. They're all slowing down and giving their support and everything. A week ago, they were like, "You're fucking insane! You're insane! You're insane! Why do you have your Christmas lights up?"
Well,
but speaking of it,
I would almost worry that with that much heat being generated overnight, that you would end up with a homeless camp in your front yard.
I might just. And speaking of homeless,
you could throw some Chick-fil-A sandwiches out there like bird feed in the park.
They would come. Oh, if you throw the food and money, they will come. They will come. Speaking of homeless, though, in my neighborhood, Todd, today is a special day.
Why
you know what it is? It's December 2nd. And do you know what happens on December 2nd?
What happens on December 2nd?
Sir Sketchalot is moving. He is moving.
I don't know Sketchalot yet.
All right. Well, I call his neighbor Sir Sketchalot because he's
this
about
is from the NWA
his
crew.
next. No, it's his next door neighbor, and this guy is about the most sketchy individual I've ever met in my life.
Oh yes, he is super sketchy.
Well, I'm glad to know you can rest easy tonight, knowing he'll not be there anymore.
Wait, is his name Norbert?
No, not Norbert.
I had a nightmare of a neighbor named Norbert who was sketch.
The neighbor from hell.
He had
I gotta say.
Well, he eventually got busted by setting up an archery range in his front yard. And it wasn't until an arrow came flying out of his front yard, shot across some woman's car with a policeman directly behind her that anything was done. When we got to court, the judge was like, wait, you have dents in your car? I said, yeah, he's been launching golf balls. He put up a putt putt in his front yard and started launching golf balls with a 3-iron into my yard. You talk about my property value dropped by about 25% after he moved in.
Well, Dustin's lucky that he doesn't have bullets going to his yard because I'm pretty sure he's had some negligent discharges.
Oh yeah.
Coke glasses. You don't.
Oh, this guy's launching 9mm around the neighborhood. You know.
Those are pretty slow. What are they, like 800 feet per second? Jump out of this.
Oh yeah, goes straight through the vinyl siding.
Yep.
But alas, we're gonna miss him. I mean, I'm gonna miss laughing and everything, but. Yeah, he'll be okay. The only thing I'm worried about is if I come outside tomorrow and like he has his tent set up in my yard or something. Like, hey man!
I thought he was going to Dirty Myrtle.
Well, technically, yeah, that's what I thought too. But technically, he was supposed to be gone like yesterday, but his car's still there. And I saw a van pull up. I think it was the realtor. They saw his truck was still there, and they just kind of slowly backed out the driveway. Like, give him space. Give him space.
Well, he slashed the tires of the last person that tried to knock on his door.
Oh, yeah. U-Haul truck pulls up. Oh, thank God my wife was there. She calmed the situation down. Oh, things were going to get heated.
I feel a lot better now. I mean, Norbert was nuts. I'll give you that. The guy dug a 6 by 8 foot hole, 5 feet deep in his backyard. Lined it with black plastic, kept the black plastic from flying away by putting concrete bricks on it. and then let it fill up with water, and we had the worst mosquitoes ever.
I can imagine.
So the city abatement come out, and instead of fining the guy like they would you or me, they gave him fish. He said the infestation was so bad, there was nothing they could do but put like koi or fish or whatever in there to eat the
mosquito eggs,
pupa or whatever they are, huh?
The mosquito eggs,
the larvae and such.
The larvae.
So he was given like a month's free dinner. By the time I moved out, they were on like their 5th generation of fish in that pond. That was my neighbor. This is the guy that one morning I get up, I'm trying to do my job, I'm doing sound and loading up equipment. I look over, there is no less than 9 Harris Teeter shopping carts in his yard. And he's using it like a wheelbarrow while he's digging up his front yard to plant flowers. Dude, I took pictures and laughed until I could not take it anymore.
I feel like we've all had some neighbors from hell at one point.
Oh yeah, man.
Another.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Old sketch. He was finally looking at leaving, right? And he purchased a tent that goes on top of his truck, right?
Uh-huh.
And it has a little staircase, a little ladder that goes up there. One of those things.
Yep.
Well, I went out there one time because he wanted to stay in it overnight. And I go outside and I hear him screaming. I'm like, what's going on, man? Like, are you okay? The man is stuck in his damn tent, man. He couldn't get out. and he's calling for help. He's screaming for help. I don't want to get out of this thing. I got video proof of it too.
This guy votes, just to let you know.
And everybody's like, "Hey, well, you asked him if he was okay, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." After I watched and laughed at him for a little while, I mean, he was actually trying to beg his dogs to come over there. Like his dogs are gonna open the tent, like, "Come here, boy! Like, help me out!" Like,
wait, you're gonna tell me the dogs are better trained than he is?
They're definitely more quiet.
Dustin's house and start barking at him. What's that? Sketchy's in the well?
What's Sketch is stuck in his tent.
Man, now, for real, you cannot be scared of a man who is outsmarted by a zipper.
Yeah, but then again, Todd remembers his desperation. Todd, I mean, what was it he said you were? He asked if you were.
I told him, he asked me what I said, man, he said, "What's in that case there?" I said, "It's a guitar. I'm a musician." He goes, "Yeah, will you be a magician if you can get my power turned back on?"
Oh, that's the magic right there.
Let me abracadabra your power bill away.
I remember we had left for a little while. His power got shut off. You know what he did? He ran a generator.
Oh yeah,
he ran a generator.
I understand if it's a hurricane. I understand
for 7 straight days.
And you lose power, and everybody in the neighborhood's got generators running. But we're talking like a loud generator with a bunch of houses around it.
Trucks.
It's a. I'm trying to think of the correct way of saying this without cursing. It's a jerk move. It's a jerk move.
It sounded like he just fired one up over there.
He was trying to bleep me out.
No. I was doing the bang because that's what you hear with the generator.
Yeah.
It was just
for days.
And what was it, Todd? Like it went out one time. And what is it you saw over there?
You don't know?
I can't remember.
I think you said his generator went out and he started kicking it.
Oh yeah, he was kicking it.
That'll work.
He was drunk kicking it. It's 2:00 in the morning. I had just gotten off work. I was letting Dustin's dog out. They were out of town, and this guy's outside just getting in a fist fight with his generator in the middle of the yard, screaming. I feel like he was trying to get some attention. I don't know.
He was trying to get a neighbor. He was trying to get some Wilson-like neighbor to look over there, like, "What's wrong, neighbor?" And he'd be like, "My generator's out. I'm gonna die. Give me money." He's pretty much terrorizing the neighborhood.
The next time he fires up the generator, take every space heater you have and plug it in. Just drain that thing. But you're saying he's moving.
Yeah, he's moving. He's gone.
Yes.
So
he's supposed to.
Now, did he own the house, or was he renting it from somebody who actually owned it?
No, he owned it.
He owned it. Yeah, he owned it. And I really do. I really do wish him the best. I've been up in his house.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've been in there.
So you can make a report of what it's currently like, and then compare it to the Zillow entry where they say it's a cozy cottage with some personal history. And an odor that we just can't get rid of.
It's got ghosts.
It's got ghosts.
The skeletons are still gassed.
They're sitting over there like super troopers pointing at the little holes in the wall, the bullet holes. Like, that guy, don't worry about that little guy. Yeah, don't worry about that little guy. It's all right.
So
Was
I'm
that an
guessing
accident?
the next neighbor you get is going to be a 6-month remodel.
I will give Sketch credit on a lot of things. One of them is he did fix up the house when he first came. That was his original deal, was to flip the house. He was going to buy it, flip it.
Not physically.
But no. But he bought it, and he bought it, and he ended up just kind of like living there and not really doing anything. And eventually he ran out of money, and now he's got to sell it. So it's the same thing he was going to do. It just didn't work out as well as it should have been. You know.
Well,
But
guys,
hey.
make sure number 1 is up. I think it is. We need to take a break, pay some bills, to say thank you to the people sponsoring us, and we'll be where to go. We'll be right back.
Folks, we all know ongoing road construction and traffic can weigh heavy on your vehicle. Since 2006, O'Leary's Automotive Repair has provided comprehensive repair services at affordable prices to get you back on the road in no time. Their ASE certified technicians will help you find a cost-effective repair and maintenance alternatives. O'Leary's has multiple locations in the area in Hampstead, Leland, the Myrtle Grove area, Ogden, and Wrightsboro. O'Leary's Automotive Repair, a trusted, locally owned business since 2006.
Hi, this is Justin Humphreys from the Humphreys Law Firm on Eastwood Road. The Humphreys Law Firm is located in Lumina Station, Wilmington, North Carolina, practices civil litigation, intellectual property, commercial, and residential real estate. Please give us a call at 910-332-0721 or visit us on our website, which is www.humphreysfirm.law. You can also listen to me every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. on the Big Talker 106.7 FM.
I'm K.O. Davis from K.O.'s Coast to Coast Tree, and I want to be your tree man.
When your trees need cut, 2 letters to know. One is a K, the other is an O. K.O.
Tree man. Proper trimming is the most important thing that you can do, so don't just hire anybody to do it. You need someone that knows what they're doing.
K.O.
Call the professionals at K.O.'s Coast to Coast Tree and visit KOTrees.com.
Listen to Tom Goolsby on The Chad Adams Show.
People with common sense know that the entire theory of socialism is one big lie.
The Big Talker 106.7 FM.
The Wilmington Cape Fear Home Builders Association serves as the advocate for the building industry, advancing professionalism and promoting community involvement. We are a positive force for responsible growth while protecting property rights and the privilege of home ownership. 3 out of every 5 jobs is touched in some manner by construction in our region. Growth generates jobs, maintains our property values, and builds and updates our infrastructure. Join us Friday mornings for the Construction Connection with the Wilmington Cape Fear Home Builders Association and the Big Talker FM.
I am State Farm Agent Rob Renz, and I want to help you get to a better place. Visit us online at ilminsurance.com. That's ilminsurance.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Fingertips too white and nerdy. Can't you see I'm white and nerdy? Look at me, I'm white and nerdy. I wanna roll with the gangsters.
morning.
I guess it helps if I turn my mic on.
It does help if you turn your mic on. We're going to start calling you TD for technical difficulties.
Well.
Instead of TK.
It's better than Tip Cool.
TD, technical difficulties.
The guy was trying to call me Tip Cool. It's like, no.
Tip Cool.
Tip Cool. I was a drummer at the time, and he's like, yeah, we got a great drummer named Tip Cool. We call him TK. It was like, no. That's it. This is my one last and only show. We're done. We're done.
I mean, in all fairness, this is the most pirate setup. But it's getting better. Every day it's getting better. Every day you're improving it and bringing in bigger and better toys.
Yeah, those guys who took over that boat with Captain Phillips, I mean, they said the same thing. Every day it's getting a little better. We're getting closer to that money, guys.
Ow. All right. Serious questions for you guys. Either one of you kids, either one, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The whole world has gone sideways. We no longer have gasoline, electricity, grocery stores, Walmart. We no longer have fancy.
I got my guns, though, right?
Well, until all the bullets are gone,
all right, I'll let you
which
finish.
is probably like 3 months. Who's in your tribe? Alive, dead, real or not? Who's in your tribe?
And your family's dead, so you can't pick your family.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like you're running not necessarily scared for your life, but you've got a group of people, you're trying to stay alive against all the other groups of people that are trying to beat you to death and steal your food.
If all my friends are dead, I'm lone wolf in it. I don't trust anybody.
No. Who's in your tribe?
No, just me.
You're saying, say if you had a portal and you could you could select 5 people that would be like
that would help
programmed
your
to help you
tribe and stay alive. And you're gonna lone wolf it. You're not. So you wouldn't even have friends or.
I mean, we're
people around
talking
you
end
you're
of the
trying to
world.
keep
Like
alive.
this is everything's gone
sideways.
Yeah, I'm lone wolfing it.
But there's a group of people that are trying to survive. You're just gonna stop them and let them die.
I'm gonna lone wolf it.
He would use that opportunity to buy his buddy's Ruger. He'd buy his.
Well, they're already dead, so you could just pick them up. The problem is all the bullets were blown out the first week, and there's no manufacturing new bullets.
Not if you stockpile.
He wants his buddy Smith.
There's
and
330 million people in this planet. How long do you think your ammunition is going to hold out?
I don't know.
About a week.
Depends on how much I'm going to need.
I mean, how much do you have right now? Are you stockpiled right now? Everything.
Oh, he's not going to tell you
right
that.
now.
Everything goes sideways right now.
You can have all the guns you want, but there aren't any bullets.
A little bit.
There is no ammunition. What are you going to do? Throw it at them?
It depends on how much I have to use it. Which we're talking anarchy, end of the world situation.
One of the people in my tribe is a
zombie
farmer.
Apocalypse.
A farmer?
Heck yeah.
You want to be a farmer? Just a couple of acres.
Somebody. I may not. I understand you throw a seed in the ground, you add water, you get food. But that may not be the most logical, effective way to do it. So I think a farmer would be a good person to have in that tribe.
Is there like specific farmer? Like, would you choose like a historically successful farmer?
I don't know that I know any. This is proof of how stupid I am.
All right. Now who's going to protect your crops?
That's 1 of 5, right? That's 1 of 5.
Yeah.
And I'm just throwing these out there. Who else is in your tribe? You don't even have a tribe, so you don't get to
the
play.
butcher,
You're done.
the baker, the candlestick maker.
You don't even get to play. You stepped out. You're a lone wolf. We're hunting you like food.
You're a lone wolf.
Yeah, we're going to hunt you for sport. What about you, Dustin? Who's in your tribe?
Oh, man. For starters, man, I would either go with, I know you hate on him, but John Taffer, man. I would get John Taffer.
Why?
Or
Because
Steve
you can
Wilkos.
run faster than him?
Well, that is a very good point. Yeah, see? And plus, he's a bigger guy, man. If we're like breaching a room or we're clearing a room, he takes point. Something bad happens. He's a really big, wide guy. Like,
so you got like a shadow.
Yeah, take one for the team. You're the centurion. You know, you're our shield, man. Like, go for it, bro. I'll pat you on the back, and I hope you're all right. You know, but I don't know, man. Another person I'd pick would, man, I'd say Hulk Hogan. Either Hulk Hogan
wow.
or Hulk Hogan or
That's pretty.
Macho
not
Man?
only really, what? Why? why would you have?
I would take
Macho
Man Randy Savage
snap into
over
a Slim Jim.
Hulk
Or
Hogan.
wait, do I have the wrong guy?
No, Macho
Well, because Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Macho Man.
I am. I'd take Macho Man over Hulk Hogan.
I would too, but I can't afford his coke habits, man. Like, I couldn't do it. After a week, he'd be like, "Hey, where's my fix at, man?" And I'd be like,
You told me. You seen what I signed up for.
"The cream rises to the top."
I feel
But
like
I
I
need
fell
my
into a
ingredients.
Rammstein concert.
Rammstein.
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 Well, I can't make fun because, like, I think there are several people in our little family here at the radio station who actually speak German. But I bet cussing in German is one of the most scary sounding things.
Scheiße.
I mean, to get cussed out. Like, have you ever heard German people like speak normally? It sounds like they're angry.
Yes, it does.
It does.
Yes, it does.
But they have the coolest language assembly program. Like, they make one word out of an entire paragraph.
Huh.
It's
What's up, David?
That's good, yeah.
like Wehrmacht is actually war machine, but it's one word. For us, it's two. And they start adding more and more to it, like fartfig newtons or whatever it was.
What's a fartfig newton?
It's something about driving a Volkswagen. I don't know.
Das Auto.
Fartfig newtons das Auto, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it's German.
The Germans.
I know smorgasbord is not German. That's about the extent of my
Isn't that
etymological experience.
A smorgasbord? Is that Italian? I think.
No, I think that's. I learned the history of the word watching the TV show MASH, and I think it's Northern European. I want to say Swedish, Norse.
Oh, so it's
or Finnish.
Up
there somewhere. Up there where it's cold and they have better health care than we do.
Back to what you were saying, TK, though.
Yeah,
who else would you pick on your team?
On my team?
Yeah. I know you said you got the farmer.
Definitely a farmer, someone to help, make that happen. I would probably... I think I would need a carpenter.
A carpenter?
An all-around housing carpenter, like, who can put the walls up and help me, I guess more like a housing engineer or something like that, so we can put stuff up that doesn't fall back down.
I happen to know a carpenter.
See?
But I don't think he could really physically be on your team right now.
Oh.
Jesus. He was a carpenter. And he would definitely be on my team. That's for sure. Jesus would be on my team. Yeah, Jesus is always on my team.
Yeah, you're not going to be hammered turning water into wine. I mean, everybody's going to be up in your crowd. Hey, we got wine. 14%.
He might not be with people on my team,
All right,
like
so
Randy Savage.
Who else are you drafting there, TK?
Oh, dude. You could have Randy Savage and Jesus do, like, demonstration fights. Throw a couple.
But I call Keanu Reeves.
And everybody brings... you're bringing John Wick to the party.
Man, John Wick, old Keanu Reeves has gotten more tactical training on ranges
I would like
than
to
any other celebrity. Like, I mean, not only is he professional, but he's kind of a philosophical person. Like, in the downtime, when everybody's grumpy and Randy Savage hasn't got his blow and everybody else is hungry and stuff, like, he would be the guy to be like, hey, let's be thankful, man. He kind of be there with Jesus, like, making us chill and cool, Here, man, sit down. Let me tell you a story about Bill and Ted when I was doing that movie. And it's like, everybody chill, man. Calm down.
So is that
Calm down.
3 for you?
That's 3. That's 3. I don't know what we're gonna do about food. I was thinking like Guy Fieri to be our chef, but his fat ass. I don't know if he could keep up. He'd probably bail on us. I'm picking a bunch of cokeheads, man.
Yeah. I think Keanu Reeves be like the only sane person on your team so far.
Yeah.
TK's
Maybe
got
Chuck-
the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, and he's gonna take Jesus and who's the other one he's taking? Unknown Henson, because he needs entertainment.
Oh yeah, I need entertainment. Now there is a nice lady in the Facebook chat, Patricia. She decided that if it would depend on if wildlife was still available, because if it is, I'm headed to Burgaw looking for the hunters. So she wants a hunter in her tribe.
I gotta tell you, if it hit the fan, Burgall's the last place I would go.
Really?
Yeah.
I would not go to Burgaw per se, because there's a lot of people out there that they're used to hunting. They want to be left alone.
Right. Wouldn't you want one of those in your tribe to help feed your crew?
Yeah, one of those. I wouldn't want all of them. No.
Fair enough. That's all I'm, because I'm not a bad shot.
That is true. Do animals count? Like, could you choose like Lassie or something?
No. No. The animals are food.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I
so
don't know
you
if
pick
you've
a
ever had
cow.
Right. Cow is my favorite animal.
So you pick a cow to be on your team, and that's like, hey, not only is it an ally that could carry your bags and your gear, but if times get tough, like put old Bessie
milk
down.
And it's steak and it's burgers and it's boots and it's little chew toys for the dogs. But no, they're not really, domestication isn't quite the same as having somebody on your tribe with a sense of community, right? Because you guys are trying to huddle down and stay alive as a group. It's not just you and 5 people. You got a whole, Todd doesn't care about humanity. He's by himself. He's going to be up there with all 5 bullets he's got left, sniping from the top of a mountain somewhere. While the rest of us are trying to, forward the humanity.
I might pick Gina Carano.
Oh, Gina.
If all my family's dead.
Gina. Oh yeah, I got you on that.
And isn't it awful what they did to her?
It is terrible what they did to her, but
Star Wars.
But
they cancel cultured her.
Oh, they tried to cancel Gina.
Yeah,
but
she was in the Mandalorian. She was in the Mandalorian.
But she was in Deadpool.
Was she in Deadpool?
Yeah, she was in Deadpool.
Yeah,
she was in Deadpool.
Yeah. So yeah, I totally get why you would take her. She could like snap people.
She wasn't politically correct enough for Star Wars, and they fired her.
Yeah, she'll be politically correct enough for the zombie attack. I tell you what.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I would pick Gina Carano for various reasons, and so the team is kind of coming along for me. Todd, are you still considering being a lone wolf?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He is abandoned. Abandoned humanity.
If it hits,
you're not even gonna.
If it hits the fan, it's me versus the world, man.
You're not even gonna pick like 4 or 5 like heavy people that you could leave behind for
somebody slower than you.
Man, I've seen this movie. Somebody's gonna betray somebody.
No, this isn't Camp Crystal Lake, man. This is like
no. Say they're all straight shooters.
Ooh, not like Alec.
Or Under the Bus Russ.
Under the Bus Russ.
50 Ways to Love Your Lever. Is that the song you're quoting?
No, there's people we've known in our lives that have tried to screw us over, sandbag us, throw you under the bus. Yeah, keep an eye out for those people. In a zombie apocalypse, that would be a terrible time to learn out who your friends are.
You got to keep an eye out for them. You got to have a Chick-fil-A for them.
Yeah. That's the problem I'm having. I'm picking all these big, like, weightlifter people, and it's like, you got to feed these things, man.
Yeah.
Like,
that can't be cheap.
And I'm picking all these people that are bigger and stronger than me, even Gina Carano. They're all going to grab me if things don't go well. in a mutiny situation, and they're going to pull me apart. They're going to tear me apart.
Well, guys, I just noticed the clock, and I've been asked to be a little more, diligent. So we're going to take another break. If you don't mind, Todd, helping me with that.
I relinquish myself.
Be right back.
Hello, I'm Jeff Rivenbark with WWAY News. A 15-year-old boy has been denied bail and moved to jail after being charged in a Michigan school shooting that killed 4 students and injured others. Yesterday, authorities revealed that Ethan Crumbley's parents were summoned to discuss his behavior a few hours before the shooting occurred Tuesday. A law enforcement officer told a judge that Crumbley recorded a video the night before the violence in which he discussed killing students. Crumbley is charged as an adult with 24 crimes, including murder and terrorism. The Supreme Court's conservative majority justices are signaling they will allow states to ban abortion much earlier in pregnancy. They're also indicating they may go even further to overturn the nationwide Roe v. Wade right that has existed for nearly 50 years. After nearly 2 hours of arguments yesterday, all 6 conservative justices, including 3 appointed by former President Donald Trump, indicated they would uphold a Mississippi law that is in question. That law is much more restrictive than the landmark Roe v. Wade court ruling of 1973. A decision is expected next June. UNCW is outlining plans for renovation and expansion in light of the new state budget signed last month by Governor Roy Cooper. The university plans to expand and renovate Randall Library, as well as other repair and renovation projects on the main campus and at the Center for Marine Science. UNCW also plans to replace the current Isaac Bear Early College High School facilities in partnership with New Hanover County Schools. And happening tonight, Cape Fear Community College will host a public safety training expo from 6 until 8 p.m. at its North Campus in Castle Hayne. The expo will offer students and the public the opportunity to learn about fire, EMS, and law enforcement training programs available at CFCC. You can find more details about these stories and more on WWAYTV3.com. I'm Jeff Rivenbark. Have a great day.
Happy Thursday, everybody. I'm WWAY meteorologist Ramel Carpenter with your Storm Track forecast. More beautiful weather in store for us today. We're going to see sunshine from start to finish, and temperatures are going to be about 10 degrees above the average for this time of year as we get into the low to perhaps the middle 70s. Inland of the coast, coastal areas will be comfortable as well, topping off in the upper 60s, and we're going to continue to stay dry and quiet heading into the overnight hours as we drop down to the middle and upper 40s and the low to middle 50s closer to the coast. Get your full forecast on WWAY and WWAYTV3.com.
This news and weather is brought to you by Two Men and a Truck. For your free quote, go to twomenandatruck.com. twomenandatruck.com.
Hey, I'm Yael Osowski.
And I'm David Clement.
We're the host of Consumer Choice Radio, broadcasting every Saturday at 10 a.m. here on the Big Talker 106.7 FM.
Consumer Choice Radio is a weekly conversation featuring the latest news, interviews, and expert analysis that covers consumer topics from around the world.
ConsumerChoiceRadio.com.
Hi, this is Justin Humphreys from the Humphreys Law Firm on Eastwood Road. Tune in Thursdays from 6 to 7 p.m. for Objection to the Form, covering civil litigation, real estate issues, and intellectual property. That's Objection to the Form, Thursdays 6 to 7 p.m. right here on the Big Talker 106.7 FM.
It's a very psychological thing that's happening here.
And we are back on the Asylum, rocking it like you wouldn't believe. It's only been a few minutes, but here we are.
Back.
Yeah. Dude, you didn't get to hear the news break, but I got to throw this at you because Todd and I looked at each other like, whoa. Jeff Rivenbark from WAY News was reporting a 15-year-old boy has been denied bail and moved to jail after being charged in a Michigan school shooting.
You're talking
that
about
killed
that
4 students.
Ethan Crumbley piece of crap? Yeah, he should be denied bail.
Authorities revealed that Ethan Crumbley's parents were summoned to discuss his behavior a few hours before the shooting occurred.
They couple hours before? Because the day before, man, there was detailed descriptions of a wish to massacre classmates on his cell phone and in his journal, which they recovered. And at least one social media post pointing to elation at access to a handgun. How the hell did he have access to a handgun?
Parents.
So they pretty much waited till the next day, like, hey, you mind coming down here and talking to the principal? Oh, yeah, sure. The dad was probably like, oh, he'll never get a hold of my gun. Yeah, he was just kidding.
We have a gun safe at home.
He doesn't have the key. The key's right here in my.
Even though we never closed the door.
Where's my gun safe key, honey? Do you have it in your purse?
Have you seen the video from inside the classroom?
Man, I still haven't seen the video,
I've been doing nothing but putting this radio station together.
It's scary, man. It's scary.
I've heard about it. It's got to be freaky. He was trying to convince them he's a cop.
Yeah.
So he could get in.
He was trying to get in the classroom.
Now, standard lockdown procedure, whenever an officer, there's an active shooter, the very first priority is taking out the shooter. Stop the shooting. These officers to go straight to where the shots are fired. Straight to where they're. And if you're ever inside a room and you're wondering if it's actually law enforcement, you ask to see identification, and they'll slide it under the door.
Yeah, but this guy said, I'll show you my badge, dude, open the door, and that's when everybody saw the red flags and jumped out the window. But at the same time, too, I thought it was school protocol that there has to be an all clear given over the intercoms before the teachers open up the door. They're not supposed to open up the door for anyone, correct?
There's not just an all clear that has to be given out over the intercom. There's also an all clear that has to be given out over the phones. I mean, there's multiple ways that they let people know it's all clear. That way, if you're skeptic of the intercom call, there's another way that they could show you and verify, like, it is all clear. You know, nobody's going to open those doors. Nobody's going to open those doors. Like, if there's a lockdown, everybody goes in the closest room, you lock it, you do not open that door. And in the drills, the officers will actually come and walk the hallways, and if they knock on the door and you open it, you fail. Everybody's supposed to know you do not open the door.
So they have active shooter drill now. It's just like we used to have fire drills when we were kids, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah, and bomb drills in my parents' generation.
And we still have earthquake drills. I mean, I don't really see, but hey, better safe than sorry.
Yeah. Right. I mean, it's the Japanese tsunami was an eye-opener for that little island that, you know, little things you can do to be prepared, even though it's a sad statement that we have to be prepared for stuff like that.
It was post-Columbine America.
Well, you look at Wilmington, most school shootings are gang-related. I mean, we don't really have a lot of I mean, thank God we don't have many incidents that, you know, are somebody trying to take out the most people they can. It's so-and-so brought a gun in. He doesn't like those other two people when they start shooting at each other.
So you're saying it's not usually a lone wolf kind of?
Well, you take what happened over there at New Hanover County High School. Yeah, New Hanover High School. Like, I mean, everybody knows what happened in that breezeway. And it was pretty much an altercation where a kid had a gun and he pulled a gun and instead of fighting, he shot. And that's the type of incidents we see out here. Like I said, most of them are gang related. These teenagers rolling with people they should not be associated with.
And you know me, I'm all about gun rights now, but you look at situations like this, it's like, how the heck are these kids getting access to these guns? And you look back at the parents.
Yeah.
Parents. Adult supervision, I think, was another term that was used.
Whenever you purchase a gun in North Carolina, it comes with a little slip of paper that tells you all the laws and procedures to making sure your gun is locked up. And if your gun is not locked up and stuff, you're held liable for it. Like, his parents are going to be charged.
I hope so.
Because
are you talking about Crumley's parents? I really hope that they are charged. If this turns out to be their gun, ooh.
Like, I have everything locked up at my house. No, nobody can get in there. But if for some reason I did something stupid and, I don't know, left it open or something, and somebody got my gun and they did something, I'll be liable. The only way they're not held liable is if they reported the gun stolen before an incident was done with their gun.
Right, not when they show up. Oh, my gun was stolen.
Like, if he went home after the meeting with the principals, like, where's my guns at? You know, and he called the police, like, somebody took my guns. Like, that's the only saving grace you could have. Because at that point, you're telling the authorities, like, I wasn't supposed to give that gun to anybody. Like, somebody took that gun.
Yeah.
In this case, it seems like the kid took that gun. Well, the kid got the gun from somewhere. I imagine.
Well, that's my only discrepancy with the Rittenhouse thing. Like, I support Kyle Rittenhouse. I think what he did,
As do I. He was defending himself.
Yeah, you know, but at the same time, to go and get a kid a gun, I wouldn't have done it personally.
No.
I would have told him not to go.
If I were taking my child with a gun anywhere, it's to the range, not to a riot.
Hopefully some kind of safety course, too.
Yeah, that would
Like,
be
you hear about the protests, all these kids, like, oh, I remember a couple years ago they had some protest somewhere and some kid got pepper sprayed. It's like, why the hell was your kid there? Like, why'd you take your kid to a riot, man?
Did they ask you to go home nicely before they pepper sprayed you? Probably at least 100 times over the megaphones.
I mean, if you're
you take your kids out there.
Serve me chili to go with it.
I mean, there's videos of people pushing their kids up, people with kids up to the front, just so they think they won't get pepper sprayed. It's like, they're telling you to disperse, they're going to spray that spray indiscriminately. They're not looking to see what gender you are, your age, what you look like. They're just going to spray.
Well, guys, I hate to be the bad guy.
Yeah, we're getting cut off quick.
Yeah. Well, we overran the last one, so we're going to take a commercial break
censored.
And be right back.
This show is also sponsored by Dr. Tony Maglione. Dr. Tony is a cardiologist practicing in Wilmington. He accepts Medicare patients, and his office is located across the street from New Hanover Regional Medical Center at 2032 17th Street. The office number is 202-1071. Dr. Tony is an author whose last book is Rules for Conservative Patriots, and it can be purchased on Amazon. His website is www.drtonymag.com.
One Love Tennis started in 2013 to give back to young boys and girls. We now go through 460 kids a week that are learning about life skills, learning to succeed in life through academics and tennis. Putting those two together, if you do them well, you can write your own ticket. To get involved in this program, go to our website, one-love-tennis.org.
Hey everyone, Ben Hawkins here with Cross Country Mortgage. Rates are still at historic lows, and there has never been a better time to purchase your dream home or refinance your existing. With over 300 loan products including conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, renovation, and jumbo, we are certain we have the right loan product for you and your family. Call me today to be pre-qualified to make the offer on your next dream home. 910-352-3373 or visit my website at lendwithben.com.
I'm Rob Renz, Marine Corps veteran, entrepreneur, and local business owner. Join me and my buddies on Monday from 6 to 7 for Signal Fire Radio, where we discuss how to successfully transition from the military and become a signal fire in your community. That's Signal Fire Radio, Mondays from 6 to 7 p.m. on 106.7 The Big Talk.
Government has become too big, too overtaxing, and is constantly over-regulating every aspect of your life.
If you agree with that, tune into Consumer Choice Radio every Saturday at 10 a.m. here on the Big Talker 106.7 FM with me, Yael Osowski.
And me, David Clement. For an hour, you'll get expert analysis on what the government is sinking its teeth into next and how you, as a consumer, can push back.
ConsumerChoiceRadio.com.
O'Leary's Automotive Repair has multiple locations in the area in Hampstead, Leland, the Myrtle Grove area, Ogden, and Wrightsboro. O'Leary's Automotive Repair, a trusted, locally owned business since 2006.
I left alone. My mind was blank. I needed time to think.
This is before your time.
6, the number of the beast.
That's before your time.
667 is the neighbor of the beast.
And 665 is the circumference of my ex-wife.
And of course, TK censors us when we start talking about.
Well, speaking of that, I wanted to say, since you named the name of the perpetrator, we got to name the name of a hero. And one of those, well, that boy who tried to take out that Crumbly guy, his name was Tate Meyer, that football player. I mean, when bad stuff happens, good people stand up and try to stop it. He succumbed to his injuries in the back of a cop car, man. And that. And that shouldn't have happened to anybody.
No.
But he made a stand, man. He tried to stop it. I gotta say, I mean, he's a hero. Apparently, they're renaming a football field after him, as they should.
Yeah, that's tough right there.
I don't get it. Celebrities and politicians, man, they're sleazy people. But heroes like that, they just and
he didn't even put it on his Facebook stream. I'm gonna go stop this shooter because I'm a good guy. He just jumped up and did it.
Oh yeah. And I tell you, man,
like, I'm gonna go do something nice for the community. Take pictures.
I mean, that guy was gonna put a mud hole in that other guy's, man.
And I gotta feel bad for the parents at this point too. I gotta tell you, if it was one of my kids and got killed by a school shooter, oh.
For one of your children to die for any reason is bad, but to hear your child die the hero, I mean, is that solace? I mean, I'm sure that it doesn't stop the pain, but just knowing that your child,
certainly a reflection on what type of character the parents were building.
That is very true.
Much like we were discussing yesterday about opposites, those two kids are polar opposites from each other. We need more of one and less of the other.
Yeah.
That's a really good way to put it, TK. Nice,
beautiful, man.
Yeah, well, I'm just a bass player. Nobody listens to the bass player until it's too late. After the stage is already on fire and the song's gone sideways and the singer's been arrested, yeah, that's when the bass player is like, oh, for some reason, I told you so, just doesn't quite.
No, TK, the thing is, when you're a bass player, you're somebody.
Well,
somebody get this crap off the stage.
Well, I'm like 1/4
you,
of a
you're somebody.
Now, I have to say, at 56, I can still high kick over my head while playing.
I don't think you can high kick.
Oh yeah.
Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see it, champ.
I know somebody who can't high kick.
There's enough room right here. Let's see it, champ.
This guy right here.
Unwire, man. Let's see the high kick.
Yeah, we will.
I want to see it.
While playing.
I don't think you can do it.
I don't have a bass here.
If you can high kick while you're holding a bass, you can high kick without a bass.
You pass that audition for the band, and I'll sit in and show you.
Okay.
I will school you.
Todd,
I'm going to have to call my old guitar players and have them come in here and set you straight.
This guy can barely walk. He's going to high kick over his head.
Well, my sciatic.
Well, I remember going.
I mean, 16.
I remember going to all those open mic nights with Todd, and you know we
not know. My career is not at the end of its life that I'm going to do that.
Well, you're a pretty damn good guitar player, if I might say so. I'll give you that.
You both are way better than I am. Todd taught me everything I know about the bass guitar.
Yeah.
Like, if there was a song we were about to play, he showed me how to play it, and that's how I pretty much learned to play bass.
How many strings on the bass?
4 were on mine. I know you had a 6-string bass.
Look at
I know.
that, look at that.
I know.
This boy
I
is
know.
smart enough. He said 4 on mine, knowing that there are basses like my big boy that are 6-string. Look at that. He's sharp. He's shooting. Yeah.
Sharp as a tack.
Well, I remember you saying that you played a bass guitar with 6 strings, and I know. I'm not saying anything about that. I played one with 4.
I will say that bass weighs nearly 20 pounds.
And you're gonna high kick with it.
Yeah, well, I don't do it with that one. I'll use my Spectre or my BC Rich, but that LTD is that's a gravity assist right there.
I remember Todd played with his mouth one time. He put the pick in his mouth and
he does that.
Held the guitar there.
He does that without a guitar.
Yeah.
Todd, he used to play oh man. We'd go up there and sometimes we'd team up with other bands and stuff. They'd be like, hey, you guys want to jam? We're like, okay. You know, when they start doing some like, hey there, Delilah, there, and Todd's over there like, man, beep this. You know, he starts going Randy Rhoads up there, and everybody's looking at him, and he's like, he looks at him like, get that acoustic guitar out of here. This is electric. Todd starts blaring that thing. Everybody's like, whoa, I thought we were going to watch
My
like
younger,
a nice
more vulnerable years.
So much of a family-friendly hour.
Yeah, they want the wallflowers and stuff, and Todd's up there going, giving them Sabbath, man. Yeah, Todd's giving them Sabbath.
The wallflower.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have 2 different set lists.
I remember we went to a bunch of hippie shows, man. And I don't know what they were expecting, but I know what they got.
I thought they
got
said a
metal.
Megadeth show, not a Mega Dead show. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Grateful Mega.
And I'm just sitting there playing bass. Like, oh, God, Todd, you didn't teach me this one. He's like, oh, Dad, nobody will hear you anyways.
So you played 1 gig on bass.
I remember we played every weekend, man. Every weekend we play. I only knew my my 5 or 6 songs, you know.
Dude,
like
you're ready
2 of
to
them
tour.
were Ozzy. Oh, yeah.
You have hit all the requirements. I mean, can you like chug a beer in 3 or 4 seconds?
TK,
I used to chug some wine.
Now, can we pull you out of the gutter at 3 in the morning and you're not going to be embarrassed by that?
I don't know, man. Those were days in my youth.
Those days are over.
Those days are over. Those are over.
Well, guys, it's the top of the hour. I have to do this again. Give me a little bit of music over there, my bro. And we'll be right back.
Roll that beautiful game footage.
Keeping Whiteville informed. The Big Talker 106.7 FM WFBT, Carolina Beach.
The way I describe it for people is my dad shot himself and the bullet hit everyone in his life. It was a week before my 30th birthday, and I had this impulse to call him, but I didn't because I thought I could call him later that week.
63 Americans a day die by gun suicide. With safe gun storage, we can give our loved ones a second chance at life. Learn more at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Was your home damaged by Hurricane Florence or Matthew? Repair, reconstruct, or elevate your home with help from Rebuild NC. Find out if you are eligible for assistance by calling 833-ASK-RBNC. That's 833-275-7262. Or apply now at rebuild.nc.gov/repair.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Asylum. Dustin, Todd, and TK here to annoy the crap out of you. as you're in
until we get our
carpool
demands,
lane.
Man, I think it's funny that safe gun storage advertisement comes on.
That's right. We're rolling you into your mornings, 8 o'clock.
The safe
Pretty
gun
heavy.
storage commercial.
Man, I love this is the intro. We're still like getting up to speed. 48 degrees outside, nice and brisk. Want to go dancing out on the beach right now, man? 48 degrees.
No, it's gonna be in the 70s today, though. But yeah.
We can start bringing her down. I love that track, but not out. No, wrong one. Oh wait, yeah. No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Anybody remember this track?
Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop. It's Axel F.
Who wrote it?
Axel F.
Quincy. Alright. But at the end of this track is something I put on here just for you. The Asylum is back. Todd is like, what the hell was that? I thought it was a pretty good mix, man. I had some pretty lights in there. I had some Pink Floyd, or Pink Floyd as remixed by Pretty Lights. We had some Dave Grohl up in there.
Pretty Lights remix Pink Floyd.
You didn't hear that?
No, I just
That
threw
was,
up in my mouth
Time.
a little bit.
That's where the whole they're genius. They make Daft Punk look like little punks that are daft.
I was seeing if he was in slapping distance, but he's not. I'm just hitting air right now.
No, it wasn't even a dad joke.
I tried to reach over and slap him, but I'm just out of arm's reach.
Well, I got a question for you guys.
What's up?
If you could watch any concert, and anybody listening, if you could watch any concert, alive or dead, any artist, any band, who would you watch?
Prince.
What show would you go to? Prince? Wow. I didn't even think about that.
I mean, there's a lot of good players, and I've seen a lot of them, but I think Prince in his prime would have been with Apollonia back in that era, the whole Purple Rain era.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a monster
Yeah, Prince
player.
is the man, yeah.
But he doesn't need to play like a monster because his music is so thick and relishing as it is.
Yeah.
I remember Stevie Nicks when she did that Stand Back song, right? I remember watching a little thing, her talking about it, and she said that she did that song and she asked Prince to come help her. And she said he showed up like a ghost, like a phantom, man, with like a fog machine. And he went to she said he went to the synthesizer and he just made the beat really quick. He like nodded at her and he just left and the song took off. Like he just went in there and he's like, this is what you need. He went over there and messed with the synthesizer and just, yep. And like a ghost, he was gone.
That's like magical.
And that's a witch. That's a witch saying that.
Yeah.
You know, so when she says something's like magic and the guy disappeared, like,
she's not lying.
Yeah, she ain't lying. That guy probably like showed up, fog machine, ninjas thing, out. You know.
Oh, he probably has one of those. You know, the musician with the powder he throws down on the ground and it goes poof. You don't even need a fog machine. You just need that calcium. I don't remember the reaction right now. I'll have to go.
The ninja disappear thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
throw on the ground.
Wizard of Oz. That was one of the best uses of it, I thought. But I digress. Were you scared by that movie when you first saw it?
Yeah,
Wizard
I
of
was,
Oz?
because it was so dated. It was so
Creepy.
dated, it was creepy.
Because it was played on television. I think I was like 5 years old, 6 years old. And when the flying monkeys first came out of that tree thing, I was under the costume. That just, wow, got me.
Yeah, but I mean, partly because like it's the film is so dated. It's just like, people were thinking that creepy back then. Like, I thought it was our generation that was creepy and thought of like really messed up stuff, you know. And here it is, this girl's running around the forest with like 3 adult men. None of them have a home. They're all homeless.
Oh,
One doesn't- one-
I thought you were setting up a Disney movie. Like, because Snow White was hanging out with 7 homeless guys that were, living in a tree?
I
These
mean,
are not
hey,
good
Moana
decisions
was
for our children to make.
Moana was stuck on a boat with a big tattooed guy.
Politically correctness.
And the
political agendas.
anthropomorphization of carnivorous animals is probably a bad idea. Can you see some 12-year-old just walking up to Baloo the bear? Oh, hi. Oh, look, a snack.
Yeah, the only bad one is Shere Khan. Yeah, he's the only animal in that whole movie that could eat you.
And he didn't.
Yeah, and he didn't.
It's like he was held off by what? Some sense of conscience or obligation? Like Baloo is going to magically save you from... No. The moment you step off of the concrete and into the dirt, you are food. You are just
in a real fight.
Chunk of flesh in the food chain.
In a real fight, like a bear versus a tiger, I mean, that would be a show to behold. I don't know who would walk away the victor in that. Like, I want to say the bear, man. I think a bear could take a tiger.
Ask Carol Baskin.
That is a good... She'd be like, well, you don't see any bears over here, do you? We tried that before.
And we don't pay near as much in feed as we used to.
Yeah.
You notice there's no homeless camp within 50 miles. They're all too slow.
Whenever they start to see people over there by the Chick-fil-A folding up their little cardboard signs, she lets a couple of those bad boys go, and all of a sudden, property value goes up again.
Yeah. We have solutions that people aren't even ready for.
Well, I remember the zoo over here. So I probably shouldn't even say the name of the zoo. It's since been closed.
Are you talking about the one on College Road?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Dude, when I first moved here, driving by there, seeing that badly painted white tiger head over the front door, it just made me laugh. Like I was expecting water to come out like a fountain.
There?
Hey, that
like
was my childhood.
Bellagio or something.
I remember going there when I was a kid, and those animals were nice and healthy. I mean, they took rescues and stuff. And then you just kind of see it, and they didn't have the money for it anymore. I mean, at least they did the right thing. They closed it down when they couldn't take care of the animals anymore. Like,
yeah, I wasn't as aware of the entire battle behind it, which apparently had lasted for a number of years.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, people would go in there.
What is it now? Like a go-kart park? What is it?
I don't even know what's there now.
I've driven by it and I just forget to look.
It's a vacant property. That's what it is.
No, the fence is still there because I've glanced over, but I can't remember what the sign had said.
But it was sad, you know.
It's either an adult store or a VFW. I can't remember. I can't tell the logos apart, man. Oh, somebody else is in trouble.
I'll tell you though, man, it was kind of sad around the end. I remember going when I was a kid, all the animals were fat. You know, they had these big old spots. And then you go there and, I mean, people don't realize that they rescued most of those animals. So, like, they're not
So they were in
the
bad
cream
shape
of the
to
crop.
begin with.
Yeah, they were in bad shape to begin with, but then they hit financial hard times and with COVID and everything. They made the right choice in closing down.
Well, so we have other.
Oh, wow. You should see the size of this spider that's coming right down in front of TK. Or, yeah, kill it with fire. Kill it with fire. Kill it with fire. Come on, TK. Kill it with fire.
Hey, he was at the zoo.
He came down like 12 feet.
He was at the zoo. He wants to tell you all about it.
Like little Miss Muffet, dude, get out of here, man.
TK, he's just going to come back down. Kill it.
No, he's not coming down here. He's not on fire. Here, blow
I'll
smoke
kill
at
it.
him. He'll stop.
I'll kill it.
TK, your Democrat is showing.
Okay, so my heart works. That was, Todd's going to mess this up, and he's going to drop that spider right on my head, and we are going to have quite the event on air, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus. Okay.
What type of spider was it, you think?
A hungry one? I don't know, but he just lost a lot of weight.
Hold on. I heard
He's
that.
a lot thinner than he was.
Hold on. Let me light a candle. We need to light a candle.
At the
Boris,
dead spider
Boris has been dispatched. If
Boris.
anybody remembers Boris the Spider by The Who.
now. Rest in peace.
Pieces.
Pieces.
Which is fine by me, man.
Watching
You violated
TVs
my
flail
space. I
around
don't
like
mind
a
if you
little
live
girl over
outside.
here.
I don't mind if you eat the flies and whatever, but
It was in his face. It was coming down from the ceiling. It was descending down.
I was having flashbacks of Alien with
You were about to
Sigourney
turn
Weaver
into
and this
Spider-Man.
big thing ready to,
Man,
In 3 days,
it
you
was a
would've turned into
Skeletola.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
It was a Skeletola coming down there.
It was literally descending from the ceiling straight down onto TK's head.
Current heart rate
He just starts
185.
flailing his arms like a little girl.
My Apple Watch is saying I just did like 5,000 steps.
Yeah.
No, that was a dance. Now, take it from the spider's point of view. He's just chilling, trying to do his thing, and the next thing, yeah, he's attacked.
He's like, man, this is what I get for liking your show. I should have never came over.
Right. Like, shares, and arachnids. And that's what they used to call it at the beginning of the early days of the web, is these were web crawlers. And you would send your spider out to crawl the web to get the information you wanted. So he's without a job, and now he doesn't have to worry about food for the kids. Thank you, Todd, my hero.
All in a day's work, man.
Without a cape.
All in a day's work, man.
He vanquished the foe.
Actually, he extended the spider's life by
You don't-
about 3.5 feet across that wall. There's a 3-foot red stripe of a memorial to the spider.
Yeah, don't worry, little lady. I fixed his wagon.
Yeah, I fixed his wagon. And now it's like a little wet bar for all the mosquitoes. You want some blood? It's over there. Just take a shot. We're going to take this one a little bit early just because we're having too much fun. I hadn't even picked music.
Play
I like
something
this
that
one.
doesn't suck.
All right.
Are you gonna bug bomb the place while we're on commercial break?
It's a bug.
I have a lighter.
It's a bug.
Yeah, I have a lighter.
Folks, you know you're all looking for that special gift. Lines are long, traffic is frustrating, supply chains in the news. Just take a deep breath. If you're anywhere near Oak Island, come by Seaside Jewelers, 8801 East Oak Island Drive. Avoid the traffic, the lines, the frustration, and get that extraordinary and special gift. From high-end diamond rings to Larimar, from necklaces to bracelets, watches, and unique jewelry. And you also get one-on-one service with their experienced staff. Great prices now, just in time for the holidays. Come by and check out Seaside Jewelers, 8801 East Oak Island Drive.
Hey, this is Matt Ham, co-founder of Uprint and the co-host of Wake Up Our Faith, every Saturday and Sunday right here in Wilmington's Big Talker. We invite you to join with our nonprofit movement by participating in the Portable Faith Community. This is a $10 a month tax-deductible contribution, and you get access to daily encouragement, resources, as well as our prayer community. You can go to wakeupmyfaith.com to get subscribed and learn more. That's wakeupmyfaith.com.
Hey everyone, Ben Hawkins here with Cross Country Mortgage. Rates are still at historic lows, and there has never been a better time to purchase your dream home or refinance your existing. With over 300 loan products including conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, renovation, and jumbo, we are certain we have the right loan product for you and your family. Call me today to be pre-qualified to make the offer on your next dream home. 910-352-3373 or visit my website at lendwithben.com.
I'm State Farm Agent Rob Renz, and I want to help you get to a better state. We are one of the fastest growing and most reviewed insurance agencies in Wilmington. That's because our customers love the personalized attention that we give to you. Let us help you get to a better state by visiting our website at ilminsurance.com. That's ilminsurance.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Listen to Tom Goolsby on The Chad Adams Show.
People with common sense know that the entire theory of socialism is one big lie.
The Big Talker 106.7 FM.
What is this, Zoot Suit Riot?
Yes, sir.
Bring out
That's
your
like
chains.
my favorite record of all time. Dude, respect that you know this record. Seriously. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Where'd you get hooked up with the Riot?
Man, I'll tell you, it comes from my upraising, man. I was raised on radio. I was raised on radio, man, but at the same time, I always had the eye for some of the classics, man. You know, at first, my dad would kind of jam them in my ear, and I'm like, why does he listen to this older stuff? But then, as I got older, I realized, like, man, I'm glad he did. I'm really glad he did. That was like a whole door that some other people don't even open. Like, there was music before your birth, you know?
So, during my entire life, I once stumbled upon my father's saxophone. And apparently he was quite the crooner in the 50s when he was dating my mom, playing in a little nightclub band, singing and doing sexy saxophone. But
You could make a
never
song
heard him
about that.
play or sing a note in my entire life.
He hung it up when you were born.
I
He's
have
like,
no
"Oh, man."
idea. He never spoke of it. I didn't find out until like 10 years after he had died.
Huh.
God, he was
My
like
mom was an
Rambo
opera
with it,
singer.
man.
She still is, actually. I mean, just a little old to be doing the younger arias, but I'm familiar with the performances with symphonic symphonies.
You could make
But yeah,
You could make a nice Clash song about that. My daddy was a sax player when he met my mother.
There you go. It's the #1 hit.
No. But his record collection did contain some material like the Dave Clark 5 that, you know, at the time I was coming up, Kiss was blowing up.
Oh, Kiss.
Best band in the land.
You know, I know a lot of people are going to hate me because this, but
Well,
I was never into Kiss too much.
Me either.
You weren't? Sorry. Was that out loud? No, well, so it was an interesting battle in my head where I'm studying Tchaikovsky and Chopin and Brahms and Mozart during the day, and at night I'm blasting, you know, Rock and Roll Over, King of the Nighttime World.
Well, I don't know.
Rock City.
Oh.
And
I
then
mean, they got those songs I like, man.
Right, and then
Detroit Rock City is one of them.
It took a little while to understand that music is more than the sounds. For example, when MTV hit the scene, suddenly ugly people were not allowed to play music.
It's funny how that works out.
Right. So now you have to be Boy George or Dee Snider or have some sort of shtick or gimmick or be so modeled into the perfect form of hotness like Taylor Swift or something to sell records. But if you're an insanely good guitar player but ugly, I'm talking like Yngwie Malmsteen ugly, you can't do it anymore.
Well, if we had cameras and MTV back in like the old days when rock and music was just coming around, man, a lot of those people wouldn't be famous because some of those people were ugly as sin, man. I mean, Righteous Brothers, I mean, they weren't known for their looks, man. I mean,
no, that's why they were so successful on the radio.
I mean,
That's why the
if people
cameras
get
aren't on us right now.
Sorry?
I mean, people people would be fat shaming Fat Domino right now. Like, well, when is he going to lose weight? It's like, but listen to the man's pipes.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened to our society right there. It just went right into the microwave. 45 seconds later, it's alternating between molten hot and still frozen. I'm talking to you, Hot Pockets. You haven't had that problem where you pop a Hot Pocket in there, you take a bite, the first one's frozen, the next one's just searing your tongue, brandy.
Yeah. No, the worst problem with that is clam chowder. If you've ever nuked clam chowder, sometimes it just explodes in your microwave, and you don't know when it's going to happen.
It's almost like Jiffy Pop. You don't know when that thing's going to fail.
And I thank God it was at work, microwaves when I'm at work.
The work microwave.
I didn't have to clean it up when I was done. It just blew up all over the microwave. I'm like,
any of Dustin's coworkers, if you're wondering who destroyed your microwave,
yeah, there it is.
There's your confession right there.
I tried to do him a favor.
And his number is 910-555-6262.
Busted.
You're setting me up for civil litigation, man.
You narked.
But Todd,
Walmart has microwaves on sale right now, so
on the concert,
as long as you're there.
What concert would you pick, Todd?
What do you mean?
Alive or Dead?
Like Alive or Dead?
I'd go back to one concert.
Yeah.
I'd go back to the Damage Plan concert where Dimebag was shot on stage, and I would take care of that before it happened. I would make sure that shooter never got through. If I could go back to one concert,
that's a violation.
Dimebag would still be
a
violation of the.
So you would save.
I'd save Dimebag.
You can't do that though.
You would save not only Dimebag.
I'm a
you
big
would save not only Dimebag's life, but you would also help Officer Nagermeyer.
Yeah.
Be able to sleep at night.
Yep.
That guy had some serious PTSD after he shot that weirdo.
Yeah.
Man,
horrible. That guy came from Camp Lejeune too. The guy that shot him.
Man.
Well,
what'd you call it? They said they called him Gomer Pyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's sad, man. I'd see Marvin Gaye. I'd go back in the 70s and listen to Marvin Gaye.
Oh yeah.
I would go straight to his What's Going On show.
And that's another thing too, real quick, man, is every time I brought up what's the protocol on an active shooter at a concert, everybody kind of looks at me like huh?
It's the same way. It's the same way at everywhere. You bring that up, and some people get very nervous, and they don't want to have that conversation. But then when it happens, they're all like, "Oh, well, we wanted to have that conversation. Nobody told us what to do." Like, you have to have these protocols.
Absolutely.
You have to have these conversations.
I can't tell you how many
they're
times I brought
awkward.
it up. I had to take my headphones off. There's an echo. It's hard for me to talk.
Did you just fall in a bucket?
He might have.
Okay,
Me?
if I hear a flushing sound, just mute him.
Yeah.
No, I'm here.
This delay's killing me, man. It's hard to
I know,
talk.
sorry. It's all I can do.
It's like I'm hearing myself like a half second later.
Shut up. The technical issues of what we're dealing with is a separate conversation for another time. I've already put everything I own into this. It works.
That's the CIA. That's the CIA.
On
Right now.
active shooters, it's not something that should be frowned upon or looked down upon. It's something that should be taken seriously.
And so I don't have those conversations. But any conversation that's contrary-wise to the end goal seems to be met with incredible resistance. Like, throughout my career in television, a lot of my job was to look at what we're about to do and where it can break. Like, we're about to take a piece of equipment out and hang our broadcast on it, that we're doing a live event from the middle of Podunk or Paducah, Kentucky, and our signal has to be solid. Our cameras have to work. The switcher, everything has to work. Right? My job before we go there is to break it and find out where it's going to break and go to my superiors and say, hey, let's make sure that we don't do this.
Yeah.
And that way we know we can stay on the air. And if there's too many of let's don't do this, we don't take the gear because it's unreliable.
Yep.
But the conversation itself, much like saying, hey, we need to prepare for fire, earthquake, hurricane, falling pianos, active shooter. It's it's a contrary-wise conversation, and it's not something people want to have.
Oh, yeah. But it's something that it's a conversation that needs to be had.
And it's a human nature thing. Like Dustin was saying, humans will human, or was that Donald? Andrew?
That was Andrew.
Might have been Andrew. Humans
Yeah, people are people.
People are people, so why could it be?
That's
you and me to get along so awfully.
Are you guys doing lyrics
Depeche
here?
Mode, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Pop culture references.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
all
good.
we are. That's all that's up there is pop culture, pop culture, pop culture.
Well, okay, fair
Sprinkle
enough.
with a little bit of
Do you
politics.
think American culture, like Japanese culture, is pretty easy to define?
Light years beyond us.
And Japanese culture, Russian culture, German culture, British culture, Irish culture, these are all thousands of years old, centuries, generation after decades of America's 240, 250 years old.
Yeah.
What do you think American culture is pop culture of the time? Like the pop culture of the 40s is that veneration, is that culture, and currently
We're like the neck that turned the head, man. I mean, we even
God,
music
that just hurt hearing.
Even music that was made in other countries and stuff, like sooner or later it finds its way into influencing American music. You know, whether it be a song.
Because we
look,
steal.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, as long as, say, Sting, when Sting did like Desert Rose, right? You know, he had the one guy singing, you know, "Ah, la, la, la," in the background, you know. I mean, Sting, he went off on some hiatus and he thought, oh, I could visit this place and spend some money with some small businesses around here, and then they could let me jack their music, you know.
Well,
like if I went to,
think he originally came from Britain,
and he started a
that
reggae
entire
band.
country has a habit of conquering or colonizing other places that they have no business being.
Yeah.
So it's natural for him, culturally, as a person, to, appropriate in his explorations. Of course, I'm digging on him.
Yeah, but it goes back to good artists copy, great artists steal. I can't remember if it was Van Gogh or Picasso that said that.
Or Dali.
But it's the truth.
I couldn't tell you, but yeah.
It's the truth.
Well, when you copy one person, it's plagiarism. When you copy a bunch of people, it's research. That's how I got through high school. I was really good at math, but, hey, what was Shakespeare trying to tell the people in Macbeth?
Hey, man, that's how some of us got through high school, but that's also how somebody ended up in the White House.
Presidency.
I mean,
Ron Presley, he plagiarized.
Well, no, I think that's the whole
I was
evil
at the bottom of my
village
class.
raising a child. So I think it was a bunch of people were like, "Hey, let's see what happens if." But I'm not going to do it to my career. Let's take somebody everybody already hates and just throw him up there. They can slaughter that fat guy all day long. He got bacon for days.
Man, and that reminds me. I would be remiss if we didn't kind of go into just saying Maxwell right now. Okay? And I know a lot of people don't want to go in there. But anyways, pretty much.
Nobody's going in there.
What I heard from her defense team the other day, allegedly, they tried to, number one, they used God's name in vain by saying that she could be compared to Eve in the Bible. Yeah, they tried to compare her to Eve, apparently, saying she was tempted by
reality TV.
She was tempted by the snake.
Yeah, she was tempted and all this stuff, and that is literally using God's name in vain, to try to use religious scripture and religious beliefs to try to justify doing something evil like that. That's terrible. And then they tried to make other comparisons. The defense to defend her, there's nothing you can do. It's kind of like the attorneys that these school shooters get. what can you do? What are you going to say? There's nothing you can really
do. The best lawyer can do in that point is just make sure that your rights aren't violated and they don't, defecate on your grave or something. That's the best you can hope for at that point.
I'll make sure you go to prison and spend the rest of your life there. But I'll try to keep.
I'll try and get you a window view. All right, it's the best. I'll
try.
Try and get you a window view.
I'll try to get them where they won't torture you. I'll try to get the torturing out.
So you can at least be in the kitchen. While you're out away in jail.
Guys, it's about that time for our news break from WWAY. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Jeff Rivenbark with WWAY News. A 15-year-old boy has been denied bail and moved to jail after being charged in a Michigan school shooting that killed 4 students and injured others. Yesterday, authorities revealed that Ethan Crumbley's parents were summoned to discuss his behavior a few hours before the shooting occurred Tuesday. A law enforcement officer told a judge that Crumbley recorded a video the night before the violence in which he discussed killing students. Crumbley is charged as an adult with 24 crimes, including murder and terrorism. The Supreme Court's conservative majority justices are signaling they will allow states to ban abortion much earlier in pregnancy. They're also indicating they may go even further to overturn the nationwide Roe v. Wade right that has existed for nearly 50 years. After nearly 2 hours of arguments yesterday, all 6 conservative justices, including 3 appointed by former President Donald Trump, indicated they would uphold a Mississippi law that is in question. That law is much more restrictive than the landmark Roe v. Wade court ruling of 1973. A decision is expected next June. UNCW is outlining plans for renovation and expansion in light of the new state budget signed last month by Governor Roy Cooper. The university plans to expand and renovate Randall Library, as well as other repair and renovation projects on the main campus and at the Center for Marine Science. UNCW also plans to replace the current Isaac Bear Early College High School facilities in partnership with New Hanover County Schools. And happening tonight, Cape Fear Community College will host a public safety training expo from 6 until 8 p.m. at its North Campus in Castle Hayne. The expo will offer students and the public the opportunity to learn about fire, EMS, and law enforcement training programs available at CFCC. You can find more details about these stories and more on WWAYTV3.com. I'm Jeff Rivenbark. Have a great day.
Happy Thursday, everybody. I'm WWAY meteorologist Ramel Carpenter with your Storm Track 3 forecast. More beautiful weather in store for us today. We're going to see sunshine from start to finish, and temperatures are going to be about 10 degrees above the average for this time of year as we get into the low to perhaps the middle 70s. Inland of the coast, coastal areas will be comfortable as well, topping off in the upper 60s, and we're going to continue to stay dry and quiet heading into the overnight hours as we drop down to the middle and upper 40s and the low to middle 50s closer to the coast. Get your full forecast on WWAY and WWAYTV3.com.
This news and weather is brought to you by 2 Men and a Truck. For your free quote, go to 2menandatruck.com. 2menandatruck.com.
Government has become too big, too overtaxing, and is constantly overregulating every aspect of your life.
If you agree with that, tune into Consumer Choice Radio every Saturday at 10 a.m. here on the Big Talker 106.7 FM. With me, Yael Osowski.
And me, David Clement. For an hour, you'll get expert analysis on what the government is sinking its teeth into next, and how you, as a consumer, can push back.
ConsumerChoiceRadio.com.
I am State Farm Agent Rob Renz, and I want to help you get to a better place. Visit us online at ilminsurance.com. That's ilminsurance.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Okay, I can't hold off any longer. Todd has sent me an article that I find to be just mind-bendingly out of order. A Republican-led bill to legalize and tax marijuana as alternative to Democratic measures. Republican-led bill to legalize and tax marijuana. Wow.
This is a good thing.
Yeah,
This is a 180-degree turn in the middle of I-95 halfway to Florida.
She's from South Carolina, and she's the only one. The rest of the state is kind of against it.
She wants it just for the state.
No, she wasn't on a. She's
on a federal level.
Anywho, she's got some backing. It's
No.
Yeah, you give me a couple more days, she'll have more backing. Yeah. I am so glad you informed me of this.
Yeah, and I'm also now some of the guys I work with. You just heard the spot with Rob Renz, who's with another tribe that I work with. The Signal Fire is a veteran-centric umbrella, if you will. A whole bunch of people involved, and they were working to passing Senate Bill 711, and I find that to be just
it was 711
absolutely hilarious.
Oh,
to legalize medical cannabis for the treatment of PTSD in veterans. I'm very proud that this is
absolutely,
the two. But I find it just amazing that it's coming from the Republican side.
Well, the rest of her colleagues in South Carolina are trying to shoot her down for it, but she has backing on a national level. Yeah,
nice. Yeah, we need that.
So.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people that just in regular life that have long-term injuries, especially back injuries.
Oh, yeah.
That could be better managed with cannabis than they can be with opioids.
Yeah, absolutely.
And without the addiction risk and without all the others.
I mean, you look what happened to Rush Limbaugh.
And it keeps Lay's potato chips in business.
The thing is, it just kind of takes over you. You don't realize you're getting addicted to these painkillers that you're taking, and next thing you know, you're not taking them.
While you're railing against them.
Yeah.
That's the part.
Especially the senior community. I mean, it's gotten to the point now where they prescribe so many opioids for some people for like back pain, arthritis, that they have to give them Narcan to keep in their house just in case.
Hey, Grandma! Hey, Grandma!
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So to get them.
I mean, I can see if she slipped and broke her hip. I'd still be terrified and beside myself. But man,
yeah, pain
imagine
one thing, but opioids are bad news.
You hurt your hand, they give you pain pills, and then they're like, "Hey, take this with you too." What is this? This is Narcan, just in case.
I remember when I was much younger and I broke a bone and the doctor gave my parents a total of 6 actual narcotic, opiate, whatever, pain meds, and then Tylenol 3 and then regular Tylenol. That by the end of the week, I wasn't taking any pain meds because the pain meds were being managed in a way that my acclimation to the healing process, which was going to be painful no matter what I do, was more slowly introduced to me. So there wasn't a chance to become addicted. It gave me a chance to acclimate to, hey, my finger's broken and this is how it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of actually trying to eradicate, or what I find to be offensive is a pain management career. Come to our clinic for pain management.
Yeah.
So you become a customer
that way
for life.
That way we can see you every week. Yeah.
Right.
Pharma.
Yep. And it's not necessarily, Big Pharma is certainly a part of it, but now you have to go to this clinic. So you're paying the clinic and you're paying Big Pharma.
Oh, but the staff there is happy and diverse, and they're ready to see you every week.
That's why you don't do what you sell. I mean, didn't we learn that from Scarface, or was it?
Don't get high off your own supply.
That's yeah. That's all I'm saying. But I tell you what, if I go into a place and they have a big basket of brownies and bags of chips and that's home to me. That tells me I'm welcome.
Yeah, they have a movie on TV, and it's a really good one. And even though everybody's talking, they just keep the movie playing.
Yeah, it's like they might have Ghostbusters running, and they have just bags of M&Ms and chips, and yeah, this is my type of healing place. Right?
Yeah, we're getting an Xbox next week.
Okay, so where the station used to be, at the end of the hall is this little healing spa place, and they had these Himalayan salt rocks and these funky little scented candles, and it always smelled like a perfume factory after it had been burned.
That sounds like my house. Yeah, that sounds like my house.
Right, and the weird thing is somebody decided to park them right next to the most conservative radio station with hosts that they would come and tell me, it's like, can you turn it down? And I mean, I'm not going to call the guy out. I love working with him, but his voice will carry. And I'm like, I have 2 doors shut. Your door, you can close your door too. Maybe it'll help. I don't know, but there's nothing I can do.
I mean, you remember that little girl from that movie Signs? She had the water all over the house. Yeah, she had the water all over the house. Yeah. My wife is like that, only with Himalayan salt lamps and healing stones and stuff. I mean, by her calculations, when I walk by all those stones, my body should be feeling great.
And we discovered that was a lie.
Well, at least some of them rocks are really pretty.
Well, they might be pretty, but
very pretty.
How's your rotator cuff?
I guess I just need to walk around with one of those stones duct taped to my leg just to. I need the icy hot type of thing.
A suppository.
Well, the copper wraps, the wraps that they have with the copper, like, do they work?
I have no idea.
I've heard from some people that these copper wraps work. Like, the copper has some healing stuff in it.
Okay, you guys chat for a minute, and I'm going to figure this out because we have a guest joining us, and they're not seeing us, so.
Huh.
Yep.
So what's going on with that?
We move without him. Leave him. It's too late for him.
Clearly the gremlins.
Oh, I hear him.
The gremlins.
I hear him.
Does he hear us?
Can you hear us?
Oh,
I can hear him.
Fine, except for where he went and crawled down a hole somewhere. I can hear TK rattling around in the garage.
Look out
TK's
for spiders.
over the console like a mad scientist.
Oh, good. He can see us. All right.
Thank you for that visual. How's it going, fellas?
Yeah, we're making it complicated over here, Andrew. Welcome back.
Hey, good to be back. Fun conversation this morning. Y'all been all over the place.
Yeah. Well, I have a confession. Andrew, honestly, everything you said yesterday, I heard almost none of it through the feed. I am terribly sorry about that. And then I had TK kind of relaying what you were saying, and like, this was a good conversation, especially when you were talking about Die Hard. And I'm like, I wish I could hear what he's saying right now. This sounds really good.
Yeah, you sound a lot better today. I can hear you perfectly fine today. I was having trouble hearing you yesterday too, so it worked out good.
TK brought a lot of equipment in.
I saw that. He actually sent me a text message last night. He's like, "I've got the big board," and he's all excited
it's
about
huge.
It.
Dude,
the battleship.
Only the best kind of boards. Huge board.
Bigly board.
Yep.
It weighs more than I do. I just saw something
Simply
here.
the best.
I have to get all y'all's opinion on this. A chef was just sentenced after 1 was killed and 31 were left ill by undercooked shepherd pie.
Undercooked shepherd pie.
Yeah.
That's your first lesson. Don't eat shepherd's pie.
Wow. 4-month jail sentence. Suspended for 12 months.
Lenient.
It was a church harvest. Lenient. I like this, man. A church harvest supper at a village pub ended in tragedy when one of the congregation was killed and 31 others suffered food poisoning after eating a shepherd's pie filled with mince that had been incorrectly prepared by a Russian chef. Not a Putin Russian chef, a chef that was in a hurry. Wow.
How many people died?
One person died, 31 were hospitalized.
That's terrible.
Isn't it?
Holy shnikes.
Yeah. I mean, what are they called? The communion aside, this is another form of poison that is
the
not
hospital's
mentioned in
probably
churches.
labeled it as COVID-related death.
If your cooking is literally killing people and putting 31 people in the hospital, yeah, that's ungood.
Yeah,
You earn the title of the chef of death.
Hey, there you go. The Kevorkian of the kitchen.
You're the anti-glaciary. It's 4D, diners, dive-ins, drives, and death.
Oh. The pub should have been taking steps to be improving. Inspections in 2015 gave it 3 stars, and 2017 gave it only 1 star.
Well, wait a minute. What's the star rating over there? Because this is over there, so maybe it's a little different than here, where you get the percentage on the wall and they got to display it. So what's the star? Is it 1 out of 5 or what's
Right,
the
I'm not sure
scale
if this
here?
is Michelin stars or if this is.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's not a Michelin star. Just call it a hunch.
This is like a Grand Theft Auto star at this point.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like-
I'm scanning it as quickly as I can.
This is like stars off of the bathroom wall at the truck stop, more like it, because this is bad. You can't kill people with your mince.
Yeah, what was he cooking? Penguin?
No, it was the mince in the shepherd's pie. And defending himself in court, Croucher said in his defense, I hate to say it, I really hate to say it. This is a quote. I hate to say it. I really hate to say it, but I think I was rushed. I was rushing. He said he had worked in kitchens for 20 years and was now a better chef because of the horrible, horrible circumstance.
No.
He added, remorse is an understatement. This is something I will never forget. Because of it, I am a better chef, and it's just a shame the cost of it had to be
That's like
what
the
it was.
Beltway sniper saying, I'm a better shot now. Please let me out of prison. What the crap is that? I had plenty of target practice now. I won't miss him next time.
This guy's acting like he's going to be let back in the kitchen.
Yeah, it won't hurt the next time.
God.
You won't suffer.
It was a learning experience.
I'm still trying, just gastronomically, because, I'm a food guy. I cook. I write about food. I cook all the time. I'm trying to figure out how you screw up mincemeat so bad. That's just ground beef, basically. How do you screw that up so bad that you kill somebody and put 31 people down on it? Like, I don't know that you could do that on purpose. Like, what did he do? Put bleach in it? Like, there's no way to not cook mincemeat correctly that you would kill people. Like, unless you just served it straight up raw, which still shouldn't kill you.
And what
do
exactly
you
is
do to this
mincemeat?
stuff? It's ground beef. Or
Yeah, it's ground
usually
beef.
It's
Apparently,
multi-meat
it's ground
up.
beef to which it is added to mashed potato.
Yeah, it's just ground beef.
And somewhere in that, he took a misstep where something didn't get cooled. I don't understand the cooking process very much. I mean, I'm bad.
I'm Scottish.
Cooled off,
So I can kind of say
I guess that could
Scottish food is kind of gross.
So it's always been poisonous.
Well, they've been known to eat that type of stuff. Like, I mean, look at haggis. I mean, would you eat haggis?
I've had haggis.
And
You
was
have?
it something you would want to order when you went to a restaurant if they had a fillet next to it?
It's a win and it ain't balut, I'll tell you that. Now, that was rough. If you ever have to do balut.
What is balut?
No, I haven't.
You don't know, balut is a Filipino delicacy.
How do you spell it? B-A-L-U-T?
B-A-L-U-T. I think it's balut or something, but I've done it twice now when I was in the service. But yeah,
When you
it's
say I've done
an
it.
egg where the chick is completely formed, but they're still in the egg. The beak and the claws are a little rough to get down.
Oh,
I can't even eat eggs, man. I couldn't do it.
This has the fully formed, ready to crack chicken, and you got to put it down.
How do they stop it at that perfect time, though.
I really don't want to know, quite frankly. But it's a ritualistic thing, and you're in a group of people, and you just gotta man up and do it, and you gotta get it down, and yeah, it's
kind of like a rite of passage in a.
It ain't a Jello shot, boys. I'm just saying, texturally, there's some stuff that there's some textual stuff that you're gonna experience. There's some emotions you're gonna feel.
And
you're gonna work through some issues real quick. There's
Is that like
prayer.
Is it like that beak and everything? Like, is the beak formed
Beak,
at this
claws,
point?
Yeah, everything. It's all there.
Oh man.
Do you eat the shell too?
No, you don't eat the shell. It's like you crack. It's almost like the inside's not soft boil, but it's like a soft boil where you just rub it in your hands and the shell comes off, and you just put it down in one bite, kind of deal.
Yeah, you could eat the raw dead baby, chicken, but if you eat the shell, you might get sick.
Yeah, we gotta have some standards, right?
Come on, this
we
is
wouldn't want to have a
culinary
mince
cuisine
incident
anyway. But it's not moving. It's not like you're trying to take down
it's
a
dead.
goldfish.
No, it's dead. It's not like where you have to do the live eels and crap, and people do that sort of stuff.
Now, what country is this again?
The Philippines.
Philippines.
Yeah, it's called Balut. You can look it up.
That's not the country mentioned in Men in Black when you can get like a lobster dollar for a dinner.
I don't know.
No.
Oh man. I ate iguana one time.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was just like chicken. A lot of bones.
What kind of
Eat
chicken have you
skin
been
and
eating exactly?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. I guess I need to check with Bojangles. I need to make sure they're not using iguana.
Well, I'm thinking a Matrix moment here where everything is going to taste like chicken. What other weird foods have Todd? Have you ever had anything weird? Waffle House does not count.
You're cooking.
What did I?
There will be no besmirching of the Waffle House.
It's a waffle home.
Awful.
What did I cook for you that falls into this category for?
You brought me a plate of something.
A plate of something.
I do make a pretty hot gruel.
That's an inauspicious start to describing a dish when it's a plate of something.
Hey, look, I'm better than this guy who's a trained chef. At least you're not dead.
Low bar, but you
that
did
is
it,
true.
So congratulations.
Right? Yeah,
Proud
low
moment for you
bar.
and your family.
I'll take it where I can. I'll take every one of those where I can.
You join the ranks of everybody else on this phone call. We have not killed anybody with their cooking.
I love how we got the qualifier of with our cooking. So.
And we're all still a bit young. There is time. I have this
But we're
great
not
puffer
professionals.
fish.
Well, we're young. I'm not sure about you, but whatever makes you feel better, buddy.
Hey, it's a number. I hope.
I think collectively we make him younger.
Look, you're middle aged if you make it to 118, so you're good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Of course, we were counting years differently then. We only had 10 months, not 12, and we kept wondering why Christmas was snow one year and rain the next year and burning the next year. And
They'll
then we
reinstate
added
that
2
after
months.
they pass the marijuana law. Don't worry.
Did they? Where?
People forget how to count months again.
Dude, most of my friends, their calculator history is more embarrassing than their browser history. Just saying.
That might be the deepest thing you've ever said. I want to chew on that a little while. That's good.
I'll take that one too. Nobody's dead from my cooking, and I did an ism.
That'd be a great name for a show. Isms with TK Turbo.
Yeah, it's almost like Grind My Gears with Peter Griffin. You know what really grinds my gears? Oh, I would do that for days. I have become the grumpy old sound guy. And I don't even have to, just like when you're walking down Walmart and you have to pass somebody in an aisle.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, it's like there's an etiquette that's not really explained in even as we were discussing yesterday in school. Where do you learn to not be in the middle of everything? I mean, do you not realize that you're taking up 6 square feet of space that other people could use to get around you? While
and then
you're
you got bless their hearts
indecisive
the people on the carts, and they're just plowing through people like it's snow in a snowplow,
You saw me.
You mean like a Charlottesville protest?
Similar, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, Black Fridays, man. I used to run that thing like the snowplow and just plow people out of the way, man.
What were you driving?
It was a shopping cart.
One of those smart, or no, you're talking as a civilian, not as somebody.
Oh, yeah, man.
Okay.
I remember Black Fridays. That was
See,
their
I was
own.
hoping you were
They
going
were
to tell
fun.
us like something as a security guard, and you had one of those mall cop carts. And you
Oh,
just
Black
start mowing-
Fridays as a mall cop, you were looking at a 20-hour day. And people were going nuts and going crazy. I mean, you don't have time to eat. You don't have time to sit down. It's constant, just bedlam on Black Friday. Ugh.
And that's a uniquely American experience.
Oh, yeah, I remember being a shopper during Black Friday. I'd get amped up. It's like, man, I'm going to go run through the crowds and just take what I want. If somebody's got something I want, I could just take it from their cart because it's not stealing because they haven't bought it yet. So, okay, you know.
Yeah, bending the ethics there, my goodness.
No, Walmart teaches their employees that it's not stolen until they go out the door with it.
Wow.
Because you can't falsely
That's right.
accuse them, so it's not theft until they go out the door with it.
And we got Lone Wolf Todd. Can you see him just railing through Walmart on Black Friday?
Well, I'm skinny. I can, you know.
You can slip in between.
Yeah.
You'd be like like Frodo. No, Bilbo. You'd be like Bilbo, the ultimate little thief, just snagging stuff out of carts.
He's like one of those tunnel rats in Nom, man. You pull something off the ledge there, and he'd be right behind it with a knife in his mouth, like scurrying back there.
Yeah, you're up on the Heartbreaker. I tell you about when I was working at Walmart and the deer got hit in the parking lot by a car and got in the store and just wreaked havoc for about 45 minutes. That was a fun day.
Wait, what? Back up.
Heartbreak, you got to hit your heartbreak.
Rewind. Unpack that slowly. The deer?
A deer got hit in a parking lot. It came in the door of the store because, you know, it's the automatic doors, and it just wreaked havoc with blood and guts, and it was fun for about 45 minutes till we finally corralled the thing.
Wow.
Let the children see.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The circle of life playing out. Chevy versus deer.
It was the GM receiving crew and J.J. Mullins and me, about 4 other guys, tackling it through a barbecue display, and we all ended up hurt. But that's
In a
another
barbecue
story for another day.
display, which is now 10% off.
All of a sudden, Walmart's got venison.
And J.J. got to take the grill home because he tore it up, so he had to pay for it. So. Because we went he was about 320. He went crashing through the grill when he tackled the deer.
Dude, wow.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Oh,
Deer
and I bet
litter.
like displays and I mean, and the deer is just completely freaked out. It knows
No.
it's dying.
This is the big 4th of July display in the middle of, right in front of the cash registers, and it's got grills and lawn chairs and all that.
Oh,
he finally
those
tackled
grills.
the deer and went through that with about 4 or 5 of us, and it just scattered.
And this thing
the
weighs,
people
what,
on the
like
lines are
1,000
crying. There's
pounds?
children weeping. What'd you do to Bambi?
Yeah,
You know, this
Bambi.
kind of stuff.
Oh.
It was great.
How much do you think this animal weighed?
Is he
it
going to
was-
survive?
It was a big doe. It was probably 150, 160 pounds, and it was mad and hurt.
Wow. Yeah, that's a. If you guys can give me a minute, we're going to do the top of the hour break.
Yep.
And when we come back, we're going to have more of Black Friday love stories. Hey, thanks for leaving. I need that. Oh, I can't reach. Where am I? My stomach hurts.
It was the blackest night, there was no moon in sight. You know the stars ain't shining cause the sky's too tight. Heard the scary wind, I seen some.
Do you or someone you love suffer from back pain, poor circulation, or struggle to get a good night's sleep? Do you just need help getting into or out of your chair? US Med Express is Wilmington's leading supplier of golden technology lift and sleep chairs, carrying a variety of models in our showroom at 1733 Dawson Street. Our chairs lead the industry in power lift recliner features and advances in technology. Our chairs are FDA certified as medical devices, which means it's 100% tax deductible and helps with a number of medical conditions, including arthritis, poor circulation, and sleep apnea. Give us a call today at 910-500-6162 or stop by and experience our chairs for yourself at 1733 Dawson Street. That's 910-500-6162. 1733 Dawson Street in Wilmington. US Med Express.
Folks, we all know ongoing road construction and traffic can weigh heavy on your vehicle. Since 2006, O'Leary's Automotive Repair has provided comprehensive repair services at affordable prices to get you back on the road in no time. Their ASE certified technicians will help you find a cost-effective repair and maintenance alternatives. O'Leary's has multiple locations in the area in Hampstead, Leland, the Myrtle Grove area, Ogden, and Wrightsboro. O'Leary's Automotive Repair, a trusted, locally owned business since 2006.
Here's 1 minute of tree knowledge in 30 seconds with K.O. Davis.
It's important that you have somebody, a trained professional, to trim your trees. There are these guys out there that just hack trees, and that's the worst thing in the world that you can do. Don't let somebody hat rack your trees. That's a tree term for hat rack. You know how they just cut a tree and it looks like it's just got like a hat rack? These guys just go up and just cut the trees off, and they don't cut it back to the proper spot. Call us, because we care about your trees.
Visit KO's coasttocoasttree.com.
Don't let some yahoo hat rack your trees.
Get all your sports action with Tanner Barth on WWAY.
Let's get things started with our full court press matchup of the week.
From the full court press to the fifth quarter and everything in between.
And they say if some is good, more is better this time.
We've got your sports world covered all around the Cape Fear.
Check out the save from the captain. Full extension.
This is the place for your sports coverage. WWAY.
Welcome back to the Asylum, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, yeah, I wanna shoot, baby, shoot.
Where'd all my boys go?
How you doing, babe?
Y'all there?
I'm right here.
Andrew, did I lose you?
No, I'm here. I was just jamming the shoop here.
Isn't that a great song? That's our intro I'm working on. Eventually it'll be really, really cool. But right now it's a work in progress. So, Black Friday love stories. I don't think I have any myself because after Thanksgiving I slept. Dustin? Jeez, I'm bad at this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Somebody on Facebook here, Miss Everson Allen, has said, I heard there is a neighborhood light competition going on.
Oh, yes. I believe that is my mother. Yeah.
So
thanks, Mom.
Yeah. Now, do you have?
Yeah, that's my mom.
Do you have any lights, Todd?
Do what now?
Do you have any Christmas lights?
No.
Why not?
I've got a Festivus pole.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, for the rest of
aluminum
us.
pole. Yeah, that's it.
Get down.
Yeah, just one aluminum
I did
pole.
not know this about you.
Yep.
How did this come to be?
Big Seinfeld fan. So
Ask
I
him
have
what
an
his
aluminum
grievances
pole
are.
for the living room.
Plus, aluminum pole is a lot cheaper than all these decorations I bought.
And it's easier on the electric bill.
Oh, man. These inflatables, man, they take a toll after a while.
Well, you got a motor blowing for 24 hours. What display do you have going on, Andrew?
None. I've actually got to put up I do a little thing in the corner fireplace, but that's going to be it. We're not going to do outside lights and all that craziness. So.
Well, I mean, it's not too cold to do.
No, I go low speed on the outside stuff. We make a nice little corner in the I have these dual trees that go on both sides of the big fireplace and that sort of thing, but that's going to be it. And low speed, we got a bunch of kids and dogs and cats and various supernumeraries, so lots of decorations usually end up in lots of bad things happening, so we kind of keep it low speed.
Sweeping them up more than looking at them.
You know, when it's more super fun cleanup than jolly and bright, then you just have to make a decision. So we go a little light.
Fair enough. Christmas is not about cleaning. That is not.
I know you were talking about Black Friday, and it kind of takes me back to my time working at the retail establishment. During Black Friday, there was this stand that had earrings. This one little private shop wanted to sell their earrings. I think it was like, little kiosk.
Wagon.
They were like, hey, these $20 earrings, they're all $5. And for some reason, like, everybody wanted these earrings. Deal. They started fighting over these earrings. I mean, it was an all-out melee brawl. We had to go over there, and then finally we're like, no more earrings for anybody. Like, we told them, like, you have to shut your shop
need you to
down.
hang
Like,
this up.
There was broken displays, the glass that got cracked. It was like, guys, I'm sorry, you cannot sell any more earrings. And they're like, well, can we take them out to the parking lot and sell them? It's like, do you have a death wish?
Can I take some vodka with me?
Yeah.
We had to stand there. We had to stand there and watch over this little earring kiosk. Then, lo and behold, we're all standing there. We're thinking, okay, everything's fine and dandy. All of a sudden, this lady comes running in there. And then this other guy tackles her into a display. And earrings go everywhere. And then everybody's grabbing earrings because they're like, oh, hey, the earrings are back on the sale. Like, let's grab earrings. Loss prevention. Loss prevention had tackled this lady over a pair of socks or something, and I was like, it was terrible.
Oh, darn.
Like, and all the people with cameras were coming out with their cameras.
Because that's what we do in a crisis.
Yeah, that's the mentality.
That's American
Don't
culture.
Pull
right
out your
there.
cell phone, film it.
Yeah.
Go viral.
Hey, look, he's drowning. Let me take a picture.
And because it was earrings and socks, he had that story covered head to toe.
Oh.
Thank you.
He'll be here all week, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, there were fights all day, man, over gloves, tablets. It just never stopped.
See, nothing about that is appealing to me, even as a retail holic as such as myself. That's, man. I'd
want nothing to
recreate
do
that
with Black
by
Friday.
like having a fight with my UPS delivery guy, just to have the experience.
Just to know how it feels.
Yeah, take a swing. Go ahead. But I got the home field advantage. It's not like I'm going to get tackled by loss prevention.
But through all the bedlam and all the craziness, all of a sudden tragedy struck. And I thought of this because of what Andrew was saying. We have geese, and the geese, they think they own the parking lot. And we have to stop traffic so the geese can pass by. And, you know, the geese, they want to nest right outside some of the doors.
Yeah.
They attack people. They crap all over the sidewalk. I mean, but we loved them. We loved them, and we gave them the time they needed to raise their families. But then tragedy struck, man. Somebody ran over one of these majestic beasts, and they called us. And when I arrived at the crime scene, it was just blood and feathers everywhere, man. And, you know, we had a spot where I would put all the dead animals off the property. You know, it was like the ditch, the little fire ditch beside. There was a spot. I called it the pet cemetery. That's it. Yeah, you remember that my pet cemetery. And, you know, whenever there was like a dead creature, you know, I'd throw it over there. I'd say a prayer.
Add it to the collection.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked almost like some type of medieval creature out there, all the animals together, and I put leaves over them.
Just needed electricity.
Say a prayer.
Hit by lightning and start walking again.
But I went out there with another officer, and he has a trash bag. I'm like, okay, you know, you grab the leg, I'll grab the head. We kind of like, you hold the bag, I'll put them in there. You know, we put them in the bag. And he's like, well, let's take them to the trash can. I'm like,
Wait,
no.
Is this just the geese, or is this the whole pile?
It's just one geese. Thank God. It was
You're
just
gonna leave the
I feel
whole
like
pile.
you're underselling the fact that there's an entire pile of animals already in place here, but do continue.
Yes, that's.
I mean, while they're selling geese and turkey at the grocery store, you know,
I
I
just
see
feel
this
like we
feast.
kind of jumped in the middle of this story. Huh?
Well, these animals, I mean, it happened a lot, but this was the first time I had seen a geese. You know, I had to throw a cat out there, you know, but the geese, I really wanted that geese to, because it was tragic, man, you know, and the baby geese were all out there, and thank God, like, one adult geese was left to take care of them. But
how are the baby geese?
Man, yeah. Well, luckily, I think
one has gone into a goth metal band.
Yeah,
And it's
I
hooked
think
on
that goose
breadcrumbs
was
and croutons.
Yeah, they were
Johnny
left with the
Goose
geese,
over
the goose father, and the goose father, I think he was spiritual. So the son kind of turned out like Marilyn Manson. You know, despite the goose had its best efforts, he just went on a totally different path. Would not listen to him. I never saw them there at the mall again together at all. I mean, they stayed away.
But I still have to know, why was the geese chosen to be bagged and not the pile of other rotting carcasses that are fumigating the entire community?
Well, they started in bags, but you know, they never
all
ended
of them
in the
started
bag.
in bags.
Well, I mean, it's like a human, and if a human dies, you know, you go in the body bag till you get to the morgue.
And then you throw the body
They go
bag
in the
into
trash
the
bag. They go into the trash bag till they get to their final resting place.
The ditch.
The pet cemetery.
Right.
Well, the
And
pet
then you
cemetery.
took-
We don't call it the
Oh,
ditch,
so the
we call it
geese
the
had
pet
not been put into the bag yet. You had just
great
thrown them on
pond
the
in the
pile and
sky.
needed to be bagged.
And then we put them in the back of the patrol car and take them to, you know, the hollow ground.
But not any of the other unfortunate rotting souls.
Oh, no, they all sit up there. It's just the
This
goose
Paul
hit
Bart
me hard.
remake got really dark in a hurry.
Oh, there wasn't much fun. I mean,
Well, that's
between
why it's
slapping around people that were overdosing in bathrooms trying to resuscitate them, you know,
Yeah, this is lighthearted.
Yeah.
The Goose Father.
Yeah, so there was some majesty about the goose, but none of the other animals qualified.
Well, they had my sympathy. I burned a candle after the cat. I mean,
Well,
I tried
I'm
to be
feeling a bit
reverent,
like that
you know.
feral cat right now.
I prayed after all of them, you know.
I'm sure it helped. He's still there. Oh, wait a
Maybe.
minute.
Maybe.
Miss Allen has added a comment here. Add a fire and have a feast for the homeless.
Oh my God.
Oh,
I like
that's
your
my
mom.
mother trying.
I like your mom.
She tries to. My mother, she tries to make me sympathetic to people and stuff. She tried to raise me right, but she failed in some aspects. I'm just heartless sometimes. My mother brings out the best in me.
Well, wait.
One
Okay,
thing,
I have.
that's illegal in all but 2 or 3 states. So
Do you have a gun, Dustin? Do you
Am
own
I
a gun?
breathing?
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Did
Oh,
your mom
yeah.
own a gun?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I see where it comes from. This is a direct, you know. This is nice. This is a family, you know.
But then again, everybody in my family has a gun, and all my neighbors have guns. And I think everybody I'm talking to, except for you, TK, has a gun.
And that's why I feel safe.
I feel like we just reached the breach of plausible deniability on something that might happen down the road here, and I'm kind of nervous all of a sudden.
Man, we're
I
in
don't know.
Onslow County. There's more guns than people in this spot.
The only person with a gun I'm nervous about is moving away today, so my conscience is good.
See, once again, plausible deniability, and you just kind of, give us these little tidbits that we don't want to know.
And this is coming from a man who knows discretion.
Touche.
You know what? This is perfect. It's 15 minutes after the hour. You give me a little bit of music there. And we're going to take a little bit of a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Thanks, Mom.
Folks, you know you're all looking for that special gift. Lines are long, traffic is frustrating, supply chains in the news. Just take a deep breath. If you're anywhere near Oak Island, come by Seaside Jewelers, 8801 East Oak Island Drive. Avoid the traffic, the lines, the frustration, and get that extraordinary and special gift. From high-end diamond rings to Larimar, from necklaces to bracelets, watches, and unique jewelry. And you also get one-on-one service with their experienced staff. Great prices now, just in time for the holidays. Come by and check out Seaside Jewelers, 8801 East Oak Island Drive.
When you purchase a Golden Technology lift and sleep chair from US Med Express at 1733 Dawson Street, you get the benefit of a lift assist chair, a recliner, a memory button chair, a zero-gravity chair, a Trendelenburg device, and a sleep chair, all in one of the most comfortable pieces of furniture you have ever experienced. Our chairs lead the industry in power lift recliner features and advances in technology. Our chairs are FDA certified as medical devices, which means it's 100% tax deductible, and helps with a number of medical conditions, including arthritis, poor circulation, and sleep apnea. Give us a call today at 910-500-6162 or stop by and experience our chairs for yourself at 1733 Dawson Street. That's 910-500-6162. 1733 Dawson Street in Wilmington. US Med Express.
I'm K.O. Davis from K.O.'s Coast to Coast Tree, and I want to be your tree man.
When your trees need cut, 2 letters to know. One is a K, the other is an O. K.O.
Tree man. Proper trimming is the most important thing that you can do, so don't just hire anybody to do it. You need someone that knows what they're doing.
K.O.
Call the professionals at K.O.'s Coast to Coast Tree and visit KOTrees.com.
The Wilmington Cape Fear Home Builders Association serves as the advocate for the building industry, advancing professionalism and promoting community involvement. We are a positive force for responsible growth while protecting property rights and the privilege of home ownership. 3 out of every 5 jobs is touched in some manner by construction in our region. Growth generates jobs, maintains our property values, and builds and updates our infrastructure. Join us Friday mornings for the Construction Connection with the Wilmington Cape Fear Home Builders Association and the Big Talker FM.
Hey everyone, Ben Hawkins here with Cross Country Mortgage. Rates are still at historic lows, and there has never been a better time to purchase your dream home or refinance your existing. With over 300 loan products including conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, renovation, and jumbo, we are certain we have the right loan product for you and your family. Call me today to be pre-qualified to make the offer on your next dream home. 910-352-3373 or visit my website at lendwithben.com.
I'm Rob Renz, Marine Corps veteran, entrepreneur, and local business owner. Join me and my buddies on Monday from 6 to 7 for Signal Fire Radio, where we discuss how to successfully transition from the military and become a signal fire in your community. That's Signal Fire Radio, Mondays from 6 to 7 p.m. on 106.7 The Big Talk.
Hey, I'm Yael Osowski.
And I'm David Clement.
We're the host of Consumer Choice Radio, broadcasting every Saturday at 10 a.m. here on the Big Talker 106.7 FM.
Consumer Choice Radio is a weekly conversation featuring the latest news, interviews, and expert analysis that covers consumer topics from around the world.
ConsumerChoiceRadio.com.
We're having nothing but a good time right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Ain't that the truth?
Mr. Donaldson, I have a question for you, sir.
I got an answer for you.
Unwind a little bit for the people, all 3 of us tuned in, about this. I find just the headline so beautifully crafted. Government so poorly administered, it can't even spend money.
So you actually read something I wrote for a change. I like this new TK. This is good.
Yeah, this is, well, I have to stay informed. I mean, that.
Oh,
They're
no.
winning everywhere. They are number... It's one of the lines coming in at the top. I can't see them all from here. See on the other side.
This
of
is
the
good
meter
radio
bridge?
right here.
See the other side of the meter bridge. On the other side where everything's plugged in. Look for the channel that has something plugged in. This is the man I trust with my audio console. It might be that one. Caller, are you there? You hear us? Yeah. No? Oh, it's a little bit. You may have to turn their gain way up. That one. Oh, that one. Way up. Hello?
Hello.
Sorry it took a second to get to you there. Hi, caller. Welcome
No,
to the Asylum.
it's okay. It's okay. I'm just calling to find out if you guys are still on the air.
We are live streaming. The FM transmitter part went back to the Carolina Christian Radio, but we are available on the Big Talker app for Android and Apple devices, as well as on our website. And we are currently live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. But unfortunately, the FM reception is not going to be there, but you can receive us on the Big Talker app in more places than you can receive us on FM.
So you don't sound like the guy that's usually on in the mornings or
sir.
used to be on it.
Oh, no, sir.
So
I was the engineer at the station. Okay. When the station decided to not go FM, I borrowed all of the equipment and put it in my garage, and we are running everything as it was, but with new people. Sorry, what was that, Andrew?
Show now.
We are the captains now.
Yeah, we have taken over. We are Pirate Radio, the Asylum in the morning on Big Talker Online. It's still fun. We're about to have an interesting conversation with our friend Andrew, defending his essay on
He
the
wrote this
administration.
article. Yes.
The government's so poorly administered it can't even spend money. So it's certainly still highbrow programming, and I do hope you tune in.
Yeah, I would probably tune in if you were talking about used cars before I turn in for politics and all of that. God bless you guys. I mean, I know.
Well, thank you, and I think you have a good idea. Having a good used car show would be. I think that's a great idea.
I would call in and listen to. I would listen to you guys talk about relationship with your kids before I would listen to politics and just all this other stuff. I don't watch the news anymore. I don't read the newspaper, and I got to tell you, I have a much more peaceful soul. But I did.
And you're in the right place for that because
Yeah.
So the new Asylum, I think you would enjoy more so than the original morning programming that did have a lot more of that.
I never listened to the morning program. I really did.
Well, you should now.
Well, yeah, maybe I will now. But I didn't enjoy it before. I tell you what I loved was Dave Ramsey, and
we're working to reestablish our relationships with them, and hopefully they aren't adverse to being aired on a pirate stolen radio station.
Well, listen, mum's the word. I'll let nobody know that you've stolen their equipment. I'll let nobody know that you're in your garage. I won't say a word to anybody.
And please let every one of them know that the Big Talker app is available for Apple and Android devices.
I hear the sirens.
Oh.
They're coming.
Well, listen, do you guys have a Facebook page?
Yes, we do. I have to look it up because I don't have it in front of me. But it should, if you search Big Talker FM, which we need to rename it.
That's how I got this phone number. Oh.
Well,
yeah, I went to Big Talker. Listen, it's kind of wild. I listen to Christian radio, and so sometimes if they have something on there I don't really care about or I'm not into, I'll switch over to you guys, or what used to be you guys, and just see what's on or what's changed or whatever. And
you got to read about Christmas music
yesterday. Yeah, and so I was like, wow, my radio's broken. I got to take it to the Honda shop and have this fixed. So thank God I didn't do that. So this morning I said, well, I'm going to go in there and see if there's any news. And it said, that they were simulcasting on that. And I said, well, no way. There's no talk radio station in Wilmington, North Carolina. There's just There's no way.
We are doing
But-
everything we
but-
can to keep it alive and go beyond the borders of southeastern North Carolina. We're reaching
Wow. Well,
Fayetteville.
God
We're
bless
reaching
you,
Vienna, Austria, Germany. Your
Yeah,
question?
but you got to get back on. You got to get back on the radio. I mean,
we're working on
and
it.
it's got to be FM. I know there's.
Takes money.
98.
Yeah, we
the
accept
wave,
donations.
But
You want to buy a radio
Seriously,
station?
Our demands still have not been met.
Exactly. You know, we're this hijack station is still under our control until
yeah.
you know,
Now,
donations
do
improve.
you mind me? Do you mind me asking what your name is?
I am TK, and you have with you on the phone Dustin, Todd, and Andrew.
Hey there.
They're all
Cool.
fake names.
So I started out in radio 100 years ago, and as a matter of fact, I came to Wilmington to work at 980 Wave and GNI. That's how I ended up here in like 80 something. So God bless you guys. I think it's awesome what you're doing. It just
Amen.
shows you
Amen. Thank you,
clearly
sir.
have a passion.
Yes. Oh yeah, I didn't clandestinely grab all this stuff and stuff it in my garage while my roommate is looking at me like I grew a third eye.
No, I think it's very cool. I think it's very, very cool. If I could do anything I wanted to and get paid enough to live off of, I'd be in radio. Clearly.
I tell you what,
Give
send
that
me your
man's
resume. We'll
information.
talk in 3 months.
Well, sir, I also have one question left for you. I have one question before you go. If you could have any concert, anytime, dead or alive, or artist, what concert would you go to?
Well, if you knew me, you'd know that's not a very fair question. I've seen James Taylor about
Oh, wow.
26 times.
Oh, James Taylor's the man.
And
Goodness.
So I'm always going to go for James Taylor. But that's an awesome question.
Not a thing
I've
wrong
seen
with
the
that.
Eagles 3 times. Probably go see them. They're touring again after the first of the year. So, dead or alive? Dead or alive? I don't know, but that's a great question. If I had 10 minutes to think about it,
I have a
that's
feeling he's
great
going to call back tomorrow and go, I know which band.
I'll do it. I'm calling back tomorrow.
All right.
Till
We'll let you
then,
do
James
it.
Taylor's a great answer.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, no, he's awesome. I'm addicted to James Taylor. I mean, it's crazy. It's stupid. I
He
have
was a
20
phenomenal
T-shirts
player.
signed
Yeah,
by
he's
him, tickets, have a picture on my phone of me and him together.
Sounds like me with Unknown Henson.
It's creepy. It's
He's
it
an amazing
really is.
guitar player.
It's kind of, I named my daughter Taylor after James Taylor. So, yeah, I'm a huge JT fan. So.
Wow.
I told him backstage of the Fox Theater in Atlanta one night. I said, I'm gonna always call you Stream Bean because that was your name growing up in Raleigh, and I'm gonna say this is Chuck from Raleigh, North Carolina, because he's not gonna know Wilmington, but he grew up near Raleigh. So I said, I'm always gonna scream, hey, Stream Bean, and this is Chuck from Raleigh, North Carolina, and you'll know it's me. And he said, okay.
Very cool.
Wow.
This is the weirdest fan I've ever encountered in my
I'm
life.
sure he's encountered weirder.
Well, certainly as
All
a
right,
sober,
listen,
sober
guys,
account.
keep up the good work. I'll call back.
Thank you so much.
God bless you,
All
sir.
right, God
Thank you
bless.
for listening.
All right, with that,
All right,
guys, we'll
bye.
be right back after this wonderful news break from WWAY News. Give me back the music. And we'll be right back.
Round and round.
Hello, I'm Jeff Rivenbark with WWAY News. A 15-year-old boy has been denied bail and moved to jail after being charged in a Michigan school shooting that killed 4 students and injured others. Yesterday, authorities revealed that Ethan Crumbley's parents were summoned to discuss his behavior a few hours before the shooting occurred Tuesday. A law enforcement officer told a judge that Crumbley recorded a video the night before the violence in which he discussed killing students. Crumbley is charged as an adult with 24 crimes, including murder and terrorism. The Supreme Court's conservative majority justices are signaling they will allow states to ban abortion much earlier in pregnancy. They're also indicating they may go even further to overturn the nationwide Roe v. Wade right that has existed for nearly 50 years. After nearly 2 hours of arguments yesterday, all 6 conservative justices, including 3 appointed by former President Donald Trump, indicated they would uphold a Mississippi law that is in question. That law is much more restrictive than the landmark Roe v. Wade court ruling of 1973. A decision is expected next June. UNCW is outlining plans for renovation and expansion in light of the new state budget signed last month by Governor Roy Cooper. The university plans to expand and renovate Randall Library, as well as other repair and renovation projects on the main campus and at the Center for Marine Science. UNCW also plans to replace the current Isaac Bear Early College High School facilities in partnership with New Hanover County Schools. And happening tonight, Cape Fear Community College will host a public safety training expo from 6 until 8 p.m. at its North Campus in Castle Hayne. The expo will offer students and the public the opportunity to learn about fire, EMS, and law enforcement training programs available at CFCC. You can find more details about these stories and more on WWAYTV3.com. I'm Jeff Rivenbark. Have a great day.
Happy Thursday, everybody. I'm WWAY meteorologist Ramel Carpenter with your Storm Track 3 forecast. More beautiful weather in store for us today. We're going to see sunshine from start to finish, and temperatures are going to be about 10 degrees above the average for this time of year as we get into the low to perhaps the middle 70s. Inland of the coast, coastal areas will be comfortable as well, topping off in the upper 60s, and we're going to continue to stay dry and quiet heading into the overnight hours as we drop down to the middle and upper 40s and the low to middle 50s closer to the coast. Get your full forecast on WWAY and WWAYTV3.com.
This news and weather is brought to you by Two Men and a Truck. For your free quote, go to twomenandatruck.com. twomenandatruck.com.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too. Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and experiences connect through conversation, and it feels good.
This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope, too. Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together. Start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/onesmallstep. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
Hey, this is Matt Ham, co-founder of Uprint Faith and Personal Development. Join myself and Kevin Adams every Saturday and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Wilmington's Big Talker for a fun, uplifting conversation about the upside of upside-down living.
There we go. That was very encouraging, don't you think?
That really was. That really was. I still haven't got to ask that question to Andrew.
Andrew,
if you
what's
could
your
go back in
concert?
time.
Yeah, where did Andrew go?
I'm here. I'm on.
Oh. Go ahead, Dustin.
Yeah, if you could go see somebody in concert, dead or alive, who would you go see?
We all already hit it. I would definitely go with Prince because I just don't know that we've ever had anything that's close to him. Maybe Freddie fronting Queen's a 1A or a high 2 to that.
Ooh, Queen.
But,
that's a good one.
That's definitely
it's still Prince for me because he can just do anything. He can play any instrument. Just straight showmanship. I would go with Prince.
But yeah, going to a Prince show, you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know if you're gonna get a bunch of hits or he's just gonna play noise for 2 hours.
Yeah, there's some real legendary stories about people that just visited him to do interviews, and he'd put them on a drum kit and be like, play drums, and if they couldn't drum, he'd throw them out and wouldn't give them the interview and stuff like that. Like, he was just a musical maniac. He was
G-check you.
playing music. Oh, well, when he died, they were talking about, like, he had not albums. He has thousands and thousands and thousands of songs that never got released because he just recorded stuff nonstop. It's all he ever did.
When we get there.
I mean, the guy was a madman, but he just a supreme talent that I don't know that we'll ever see anything like that ever again.
I got to put my ear back together each time.
Now, Andrew, when you wrote this article, I mean, it goes into everything. The CARES Act, I mean, it's pretty in depth.
Well, the amazing thing was the CARES Act is almost 2 years ago now. They were supposed to have it all spent by last December, and now they extended it to this December, and they still didn't spend all the money. And only the federal government can screw up spending money. And the states are not much better, is the moral of the story. But they literally flooded states and municipality with more money than they knew what to do with. It's just the most amazingly inept thing ever. And everybody knew it was going to happen, but it was, hey, let's all do something real fast. And, optics and narrative and make it look like we're doing something. And now you got all these states that can't even spend the money they got because they don't know what to do with this stuff. And it brings out, crisis reveals. It brought out people that don't know how to govern, don't know how to run whatever they're in charge of, and now you got a shining example of it.
All of whom were elected.
And most of them were elected, that's correct.
Now, so are you saying there's 50 bags of cash scattered around the country?
No, there's thousands of bags because the states all got money, and then specific municipalities got money, and then some of the tribal lands got money, and the territories got money. There was a massive amount of outlay here involved that it would take you a Herculean effort to go through all the pages of it to who got what and to go back. And part of the problem with some of this is the reporting system is so convoluted, they're having trouble just reporting the ones that are trying to do it the right way.
So it's just sitting there idle. It's not even earning 12% at a...
No, it's what's called use or lose money. If they don't use it by the last day of the year this year, it just drifts off into the ether and never gets used.
Somebody going to have one hell of a Christmas.
Well, if you ever worked for the federal government, this happens. You'd get to the last day of September. It's like, hey, we got to match our budget for this year, so we get the same budget next year. You got to spend $32,000 by COB.
That
all right, load up the trucks. Let's go to Granger.
That sounds progressive. I mean, I should run my household finances like that.
Well, I mean, we're broadcasting out of a garage right now, so, fiscal responsibilities is what it is. The gentleman was talking about Dave Ramsey. Dave ought to love us because, we're doing it on the budget hardcore right at the moment, aren't we, boys?
Yeah. I had to borrow tape from my neighbor to keep the thing from flying away. Oh, yeah. So, I don't even know where to start with it because it's such a bashing, beautiful article.
Let me give you the example I used in the piece because it's so ridiculous. So, in the state of West Virginia, our governor spent $11 million of the CARES Act money just running a game show on trying to get people to get vaccines and to do PR for himself. That's how he spent $11 million of that money. And he's got 100.
Yeah, just saying the same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah, and and he spent $11 million of the money doing that, and he's got $137 million that he's got to spend by the end of the year, and he can't figure out how to spend that. It's like, dude,
I know a production company in eastern North Carolina that would produce a couple of videos for $11 million. I'd be happy to do that.
So. I don't even know. I don't know where. See, North Carolina, you have Dale Falwell has been on the station regularly for years now, and you have these really responsible people in state level government, and in some of these states like in West Virginia, it's just such a total crapshoot because you don't have good administered government. And it's the same in some municipalities and in some some of the largest. Look at what's going on in New York throughout the COVID. It's been a total disaster. You find out a lot about people in crisis, and the other way you find out about people is give them a whole big heaping help of money and see how they handle it, because most people, go look up lottery winners, they don't do well getting a big lump sum of money.
No, they don't.
So it's the same thing with these governments. A lot of these governments, local and state governments, they get handed a lot of money. They don't know what to do with it, and they don't react well, and it's going to end badly.
Oh, yeah. After they gave the first stimulus, a week later, when you press S into Google search, it would show up second stimulus. Like, people are already looking at okay, when's the next one? When's the next one?
And economists will even tell you it was better to just send checks to the individual people than this mess where it's all convoluted through the government systems and you don't even know where half of it's going and the other half of it they don't know how to spend it. So, depending on the school of economic thought you work on, what they call helicopter money, if you just give it to people, they'll at least go spend it in the economy. Look at all these millions and millions of dollars that are just sitting in abatement right now, not doing anything.
That's what's mind-bending. And it's in numbers, astronomical numbers. Like
we're numb to the
scientific
numbers.
notation numbers.
Yeah, every omnibus bill is now so many trillions. The infrastructure bill was $1 trillion when the government themselves said they only needed 500 million. We're numb to it. Like the American people, we're just numb to it. We don't even process billions and trillions anymore.
Yeah, Stephen Hawkins can make a theory about this stuff.
I mean, there was a
string theory on how government can't do anything correct.
There was also a comparison to
Very
the
true.
amount of money we're talking about and how many seconds in an average person's life. And you
Oh, yeah.
cannot hit 1 billion seconds in your life. $1 every second, and you cannot meet 1 billion.
The amount of money our government goes through with absolutely nothing to show for it. Like, even if you're a big government person and you want big progressive government, you should at least want to know what it's doing and like,
Yeah.
oh, this is where the money's going. We spend so much money with absolutely nothing to show for it. It's just stunning. We have the most expensive education system in the world and have nothing to show for it. We have, all this fraud, waste, and abuse in the military system and the DOD, and very little to show for the outlays of it. It's just mind-blowing that nobody cares about accountability whatsoever. And then when we hear about another $1 trillion omnibus bill, everybody's like, okay, what else?
So,
we
Andrew,
don't even get bothered by it anymore.
Had a bit of a conversation with Todd, but I'm not smart enough to relate to what he was talking about. Your reference was to the Japanese education system, right?
No, that was he was talking about schools yesterday. I'm just saying that the Japanese are kicking our tails in terms of education compared to the American education system.
But how much money is there a disparity in the money between the two?
I have no idea.
Huge. We spend way more than they do.
Really?
Of course, we're a lot bigger country, but even still per capita, we spend. You should have told me. I would have looked up the numbers and got them for you. But because their system isn't based on funding their education system, it's funded on the students actually learning crap. And it's very regimented, and it's very different, and it's very demanding of the students, and the students usually respond to it, and they get results out of their students, and their students are kicking our students' butts because we're not running an education system. We're running a daycare and a jobs program, where an education system should be.
And do you think the money that's sitting idle
Good point.
would help that? I mean, could it help that? Or is it just throwing money down a hole?
If you have everybody listening to what I'm saying right now has a family member, loved one, or a friend that they know who does not have their life together and makes bad choices, that type of person right there, does giving them money ever fix their problem? Or does it make it worse?
Oh, it makes it worse.
It always makes it worse. So if we've got broken government with no accountability that just spends money and has no idea what they're doing, is giving it more money going to make it better or worse?
Touché.
Because government's just people. We talk about the government like it's this big entity, and it is, the bureaucracy is, but it's full of people. And people have habits, and human nature is undefeated. So if you're just going to give people that are incompetent more money to be more incompetent, you're going to get more incompetence.
Expensive incompetence.
Very expensive incompetence.
And Miss
And
Allen,
by the way, your taxes are going to go up every year to fund the incompetence.
That's what happens when there's no gold backing up this ridiculousness.
Well, it's not even the goal, and that would be fair, but the global economy's moved past that. But at the same time, you can't just make the money printer go burr every time you have a problem and act like nothing happened, and you can't just rack up national debt to the ceiling, because now you have superpowers growing that really can hurt us with things like that. We do have competition from a China that can really economically put a hurting on us if things don't go right in the next 10, 15, 20 years. So, it's going to catch up to us at some point. It's just we're so big and bad and awesome that it's taking a long, long time for it to catch up to us. But it will.
Well, certainly when they build a base on Mars and start mining the diamonds that we're missing out on.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
I don't know. I've heard from multiple people a space war could be brewing.
Yeah. And I want to be on the Space Force because those uniforms are hot.
Oh, good grief.
They're straight out of what was that Tim Allen movie, Galaxy Quest? They're straight
Galaxy Quest.
That's what it looks
An
like.
excellent, awesome movie. Everybody should see it.
There's an R-rated cut of Galaxy Quest?
I thought that I didn't know there was
I've heard that.
There is a
Hey, with Sigourney Weaver, everybody will watch that.
You saw PG.
Hey, Alan Rickman carries that movie like a Sherpa.
Oh,
he
Alan Rickman carries all his movies, man. He carries all of them.
I'm dead serious, and I'm a huge Alan Rickman fan. That might be his best performance in any movie he's ever done. He is so good in that movie.
I agree.
Because anybody else, that thing would have went cheesy. It would have went stupid.
I agree.
He got he understood the nerdism that comes to that role of playing a quasi Star Trek figure. It was perfect. It's just amazing.
And the
what he did in
burnout
that
of
movie.
being that character, like Leonard Nimoy is. That's how I would
Yes.
see Leonard Nimoy feeling day to day.
And I don't.
And
wanna
we
blow
could
the plot of
relate.
and I don't want to blow
With
the plot of
Dr.
a 30-year-old
Lazarus.
movie, but to pull it back in at the end and to have that role have emotional punch the way it does.
Yeah.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Man, that scene at the beginning where they're all in the room waiting for Tim Allen to show up. That's
Oh, yeah,
us
he
in the
just
morning
loses
when
it.
we're getting the production ready. Is it too late for their panic attack? Nope, apparently not.
Yeah, I love at the end because his makeup's like half hanging off.
Yeah.
And he just unloads, and it's just glorious. Everybody needs to go watch that movie. It's so good.
I think, that's definitely one of the best sci-fi rips.
I have watched that movie so many times, and it never
Anytime
gets
somebody
old.
starts talking sci-fi movies, that's in my top 1, 2, or 3. Every single list we do of sci-fi movies because it got what sci-fi is.
What are the other two?
By Graham Thor's Hammer, yes. By the Sons of Woven.
But what are your other
Shall
two?
be avenged.
For what, sci-fi movies?
Sci-fi, absolutely.
Oh gosh. See, I put Galaxy Quest. I put Galaxy Quest 1. Then you've got to do original Star Wars because that just changed everything. It changed how people make movies. It changed how people market them. It changed how they shot them. It created sci-fi and nerdism as we know it now came out of that. So you have to have that up there, even though it's probably not the strongest of sci-fi movies. Gosh, I don't know. Who else would you put up there?
What do you guys think about Dune?
Probably.
What do you think about Dune?
I'd throw Aliens in there too, even though some people think
Aliens,
it's a horror movie. I
yes.
still call it sci-fi.
Okay, now which Dune? There's like 5 now.
The Lynch
I'm
one.
talking the first one. The first one they made.
Is that the one with
Frank
Sting?
Herbert?
The Lynch one.
With Sting. I will kill him. I will kill him.
Sting in the fly wing speedo thing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I feel like I'm the only person who really likes that movie. Me and my dad. Like
I like that movie.
Everybody else hates on that.
Kyle MacLachlan's like between Twin Peaks and Striptease, part of his or Showgirls, excuse me, not Striptease. He's playing the good guy. It's great stuff. Patrick Stewart, before he got famous, is in that movie.
What was that movie he was in with Dennis Hopper? What was it? Black Velvet or
Blue Velvet.
Blue
that was
Velvet.
filmed in Wilmington.
he was he was on Ether.
I lived in the apartment building that was filmed on off of Market Street.
I remember.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna jump in on this one. Definitely, Galaxy Quest is in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Demon Seed. Anybody ever see that?
I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I consider. I mean, I don't know if it would be technically considered science fiction, but the science behind it, the technology, that was just the type of creepy that made it perfect. Yeah? No one else?
No, it's good.
I like Demon Knight.
No, Demon
Like,
Seed.
I mean,
Demon Seed.
yeah,
was-
Demon Knight was a good horror movie.
Okay.
We're missing some really good sci-fi movie. I know. Like there's so many good ones, but
Hey, Dustin, what do you think is in your mom's top 3 science fiction movies?
I know Galaxy Quest would probably number 3 in that. Maybe. I know she liked Enemy Mine. She liked
I think
Enemy
she
Mine.
just gave us her
with
number
Dennis
1.
Quaid.
And I'm wondering how well you know your mom. She just
Is it
put-
Enemy Mine?
No, sir.
It's not Enemy Mine?
Would you like to try for number 2?
If it's not Enemy Mine, then
I'll be back.
The Terminator?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what she put.
I thought that would be like number 4 or 5 on her list.
And she also has Michael Jackson as the concert she would like to see. Since everybody else had already said Prince, she took Michael Jackson.
She was a big Prince fan. She loved Prince. But since everybody's answered Prince, I guess she chose Michael Jackson.
Yep. She definitely added
Prince
it
is
to
the
the
correct
list.
answer.
Knowing her, that's 80s Michael Jackson. Yeah. Before he was white.
I remember,
Before he
dude.
started
I remember when
touching
he was
children.
still on TV and wasn't but like 2'6", and he sounded like Mike Tyson. 1, 2, 3. It was. Never mind. Nobody knows.
I
that
love
Michael
Tyson. We need to get some. Audio drops of Tysonisms, like where he says he was so depressed he was just gonna slink off into Bolivia instead of oblivion. Stuff like that. He has so many good sound bites.
Oh, the whole scene in Hangover with the majestic animal. Never mind. Nobody else saw it. Okay.
We don't talk about him no more. We don't talk about him no more.
I try to tell people now, people don't understand how big Mike Tyson was. I was like, listen, I was in elementary school in West Virginia. Nobody watched that Buster Douglas fight because it was in Japan, the time difference, and nobody had cable anyway. And that's all anybody talked about at school all day. This is pre-internet. Nobody watched that fight, and it's all everybody out in the sticks talked about the next day was when he lost that fight. Like, people just don't understand how big Tyson in the 80s was. Like, he was the biggest star in the world, easily.
Oh, you meant, okay. Because I was about to say, when I was in college at U of L, they had the Rolling Stone photo exhibit on our campus. And we would, I visited it, and there was a photo of Mike Tyson from behind right after he had stepped into a ring for one of the fights. And it looks like a fence post on a shoulder. It's like there is no neck.
Beast.
It's his head, and then just this massive muscle.
I'm still trying to figure out how you bite somebody's ear off. Like, I know you guys have been in some scraps. I've been in a lot of scraps. Some knockdown, drag outs.
In prison by that point. Don't forget that.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. Biting an ear off is like one of the least of his atrocities.
I got curious. I went and pulled up the Tyson quotes. Here's some of his good ones. This is a quote. "My power is discombobulatingly devastating. I can feel his muscle tissue collapse under my force. It's ludicrous these mortals even attempt to enter my realm."
It's like he wrote lyrics for a bunch of modern rappers. Yeah.
That's public education.
I like some of the stuff he said. March 16th, Mike Tyson versus Razor Ruddock. Razor Ruddock dies. If he doesn't die, it doesn't count. If he's not dead, it doesn't count.
Ivan Drago said that a lot better, man. I mean, he could have just taken what Ivan Drago said and just cut off like 5 words to that.
Here's a good one. This is when he fought Terrell Biggs. Quote, this is a quote from Tyson. "I was hitting him with body punches and I hurt him. Actually, he was crying in there making woman gestures like, I can't define it, but I knew he was breaking down soon."
And a friend of mine just texted me his favorite Mike Tyson quote. "Everyone has a plan until you punch them in the mouth."
Yeah.
That's an American
That's actually
philosophy right there.
Good quote. That's actually a pretty good quote.
There's so much in that.
Yeah.
It packs a punch.
And he literally almost killed a guy over his pigeons because he's kept pigeons all his life. He almost beat a man to death for hurting one of his pigeons one time.
Wow.
Like they got there in time to stop him from dismembering this dude with his bare hands over his pigeons.
I wonder how he would take to being served the dinner of chicken and an egg. What was that thing called from the Philippines?
How could you do that to that animal right there? How could you do that? Where's the chef at?
Oh, here it is. I found it. Here, this is a direct quote from Tyson. He said, "One morning I woke up and found my favorite pigeon, Julius, had died. I was devastated, and I was going to use his crate as my stickball bat to honor him. I left the crate on my stoop, and I went in to get something else, and I returned to see the sanitation man put the crate in the crusher. I rushed him and caught him flush in the temple with a gigantic right hand. He was out cold, convulsing on the floor like an infantile R-word. Tyson's love of pigeons is well documented. His first fight was as a result of an older boy snapping the head off one of his pigeons. He put the boy in the hospital, and they discovered that he might have a talent for boxing."
It stemmed from his love for birds.
Hey, as long as your talent is discovered early and developed, I'm
You could do a whole show just on Tyson.
Here's one. Quote is,
one more, and then I'll quit. He goes, "One of my friends saw this criminal record and said, 'Look, this guy's a born troublemaker, just a loser.' And I said, 'No, that's my record, and it doesn't even include my juvenile history. They have to seal that stuff.'"
But yeah, spoken like a true ingrate.
Now, what were you saying about plausible deniability earlier?
No kidding, man, because he just.
Wow.
But that my
I know
power is
the bodies are buried
discombobulating,
over there. Just don't
devastating.
look.
It's just such a great quote.
Man.
That
I would love to take him to the pet cemetery before a fight. He'd probably kill whoever he's in the ring with. How'd that goose get there?
You know, you like to ask all these questions about what ifs and things. One of the great what ifs of all time is if Cus D'Amato doesn't die when he does, how good does Tyson get? Because that's what really, wrecked Tyson's life when Cus D'Amato died and then Don King got a hold of him and he got into all the bad stuff. If Cus D'Amato doesn't die when he dies, how great is Tyson? Because nobody was getting past the second round with him. He was quoted as people. They asked him why his left hand was so powerful. He goes, "No, my right hand's better. They just keep falling down when I hit them with my left. That's my setup punch." That's how dominant he was.
Oh, I loved his interview where they no matter what question they asked
he's insane.
him, his answer was, "He just set him up. I knock him down. That's what I do. I knock him down. He set him up. I knock him down." That was the whole interview. No matter the question, do you have a plan going in? He just set him up. I knock him down. And the way you were handling yourself in that last fight, it was, looked like you might have been on the ropes there.
He sounds like me talking about tacos from Taco Bell, man. Like, you set me a box, I'll eat them all, man. Like, they'll all be gone.
We can't talk about it on the radio because even pirate radio is subject to FCC violations, but go look up his quotes on Glenn Rice and Sarah Palin sometime. You want to talk about some no filter? Ooh.
Our podcast subject to FCC violation?
That's sad.
Let's err on the side of caution because I'm broke. I don't know about y'all. I don't want to.
Yeah, I like what
that
I
VA
do
check
have.
only goes.
Well, I'll tell you, if that last caller could find out where we are, the feds are onto us. Then they know where our location is.
Now, just to steer this a little bit to the right or the left or anywhere else, Dustin, your mom's participation is legendary. Enemy Mine.
I mean, you guys talk about us hijacking the radio. My family will hijack your Facebook. They'll do it in a heartbeat.
She's hijacked.
Like, it'll be a family reunion in the comments section.
I think Dustin's mom just needs a segment. We need to just put it together and officialize it.
There you go. Mom's Minute. I remember when Dustin was a boy.
She's got
he
the
shoved
number.
a penny up his nose.
She's got the
Wednesdays with Dustin.
That was my brother. That was my brother.
Oh,
that was my brother.
It was always
he got
your
something
brother.
shoved up his nose.
It was always your brother. Anyway, she says Enemy Mind is one of my favorites, and Alien Nation.
Movie.
And then
that is true. She liked Alien Nation.
Venturing into the TMI area of the show, William Shatner is the hottest senior citizen I have ever seen.
She remembers the story I told her about William Shatner. I was on set.
Wait,
I was on set before.
About the extra lady.
With Eastbound and Down. Yes. On that TV show.
Here we go.
And we were at a car lot. And this one old lady, they paired me up with this old lady, and we're supposed to stand there in the background. And she looks at me and tells me her claim to fame, because all these movie extras have their claim to fame. Like they they nodded at so-and-so or Robert Downey spilled coffee on them or something, They all have their claim to fame. And she's like, "Oh, my claim to fame?" I'm like, "Well, what is it?" She apparently, when she, I probably shouldn't even go into this because I don't want to befoul William Shatner.
He was
but when she was
wonderful lover I ever had.
Canadian, go for
when she was a younger lady, a very younger lady, William Shatner, during his prime with Star Trek, took her for an evening of romance, and she told me all about it. And I was like,
drinks.
She ruined a hero, number one. I mean, I didn't know William Shatner was like, you get down like that, I thought
he was young once.
He just wanted to.
Well, so was she.
Talk.
So was she.
Right. What did you do when you were young? Dumb stuff.
Well, dumb stuff, but Shatner, man, and that was her claim to fame. She had been with Shatner before.
While wearing green paint.
Whoa.
I don't know about the green paint. I didn't want to ask her that. Right. And even if she did tell me, I wouldn't tell her.
If that had happened, she would have let off with it.
I'm the green paint lady, the green alien. William
That's a good way to
Shatner's
round
first
this
love
show up.
interest.
She told that to everybody there, though. Like, she would just, go up to you and tell her.
Oh, yeah. She was trying to write a memoir about it.
I think
apparently
maybe
he like carried her like to the bedroom. He carried her, and they had like candles up on the stairway. It was like she went into detail. I'm like,
this would be a good time to stop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Talking
Yes.
about venturing into TMI area. Holy cow.
He was the greatest lover I ever knew.
All right, Andrew, who's in your tribe? The world has gone sideways. There's no electricity. There's no gasoline. There's no machines. There's no Walmart.
Oh, gosh.
Alive, dead,
but-
and it can be either a specific person or just a type. I called a farmer. Needed to be in my tribe.
Oh yeah, you got to have a farmer. I make good with a lot of the local farmers around here. I got my pig guy right down there in Regalwood or outside of Wilmington, so I can get my pork even if all of society breaks down because he has his own pigs and those sorts of things. A bunch of people you've never heard of that are just some serious dudes that you want around if the world.
Well, right, but I mean, what are they, like snipers? Are they special ops? What are they?
They're just grown men that can handle about anything you thrown at them.
Wow.
And then I would, if he was in his prime, I would very much want my grandfather in his prime. He could do anything, fix anything. He ran the machine shop for Union Alloy Steel Mill, so he could literally make anything you wanted. Just strong.
And he could take it back to using a forge.
He taught he used to make me rivet the sickle bar on the Farmall Cubs, the sickle bar mower thing. He still made me hand rivet all that stuff in, even though they have machines for that stuff now. He'd still make me do it with the ball peen hammer and the little anvil when I was a kid to build character. That's the kind of dude he was. Those guys are fine after the apocalypse. They'll figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
So
you've already got your tribe figured. You've thought about this.
Dude, I'm from West Virginia. We've been living post-apocalyptic for all our lives. We can just disappear in the hills. We're good.
You can run a trout line.
Tout line.
Oh, is that what it is? I never understood the lyric from that song.
Tout line, they outlawed it now, but you'd run it across the lake, and you have about 18 inches of line with a hook on it about every 2-3 foot. And you can run a tout line across the lake, and you can pull up 150, 200 catfish in one couple hours.
We got a caller. Caller, how you doing?
Good.
And what's on your mind? Because we got the time. Welcome to the Asylum. Oh. I guess they didn't like that. That's a shame.
Well, all right then.
Yep.
If that's what you think of us, we'll remember that.
This has been an amazing and fun show. I learned a little bit about our government spending habits, which do not reflect my own. We learned about a deer shopping at the Walmart. I don't know if that's a spree or a spew.
Yeah, it was a mess. I know it was a lot of overtime. We had to clean that mess up.
Was there any litigation afterwards? Like, anybody get in trouble?
No.
No attorneys.
No attorney.
It wasn't worth the $5.15 an hour I was making for that gig, I'll tell you that.
Well, that was fun. Guys, this has been the Asylum, 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what do we have. We have not even looked outside other than there's sun. It's 55 degrees. Your day is about to start somehow, whether we were apart or not. It was kind of fun. All right, let's see what the music says. There it is.
Well, hey, y'all, it's Holly Brewer.
And Amy Ludwig. And Kristen Ludwig.
From Just Think, the podcast. The podcast where we don't want to tell you what to think. We just challenge you to do it. We're happy to have some of our episodes featured right here on 106.7 The Big Talker on Saturdays at 11 a.m. So we hope you join us in the conversation and most importantly, just think.
Hey, this is Matt Ham, co-founder of Viewprint Faith and Personal Development. Join us for Wake Up Our Faith, a real conversation about living out your faith between Sundays, streaming live every Wednesday at 11 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Catch the replay every Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. on Wilmington's Big Talker 106.7 FM. Stop by and visit us on the web at uprint.life.
Listen to Tom Goolsby on The Chad Adams Show.
People with common sense know that the entire theory of socialism is one big lie.
The Big Talker 106.7 FM.
Acoustic wave therapy at the Frank Institute is a revolutionary treatment for inflammation, issues of blood flow, and is a solution for the constant suffering of chronic pain. Through the localized transmission of sound waves, stem cells are stimulated to bring about restored blood flow, vascular regeneration, and the disbursement of pain receptors to affected areas. If you've been told that your issues could not be treated without surgery or prescription, give us a call. Non-invasive, non-surgical, and prescription-free. Acoustic wave therapy is only available at the Frank Institute. Call today, 910-679-8534, and ask about acoustic wave therapy.
Dana Lash.
Biden, it's like Star Wars when Ewan McGregor is screaming at what's-his-face, the guy who almost sounds like Harry Connick Jr. when he speaks, but he's not. He played Anakin Skywalker in the prequel, and it was after he cut off his arms, and Ewan McGregor is screaming at him, "You were the chosen one!" That is what the establishment is screaming at Joe Biden right now as he flirts with this idea of going down the socialist slope.
The Dana Show.
3 to 6 p.m. only on the Big Talker FM.
Teachers and parents, the North Carolina Symphony is here to support you as you carry on the education of your children and students. Take your kids on a free virtual field trip to the Symphony with a virtual education concert and companion student book. Go on a virtual journey to learn what makes music music with music by William Grant Still, Beethoven, Brahms, and more. Access the free video and student book with password 1932 at ncsymphony.org/virtual.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to an all-new Lynn with Ben show, live from Kentucky edition. I'm actually in my mom's kitchen, if you will, Memaw and Pepaw's kitchen in Kentucky, doing a live Lynn with Ben show. Last week I played a rerun. I was out sick and didn't have COVID, but my goodness, whatever I've had has been an absolute disaster. Man, it put me under for quite a while. So my apologies if I've been a little slower to respond than usual. I want to thank Harrison Williamson and Sebastian Hike for doing a fantastic job while I've been out getting well. And I'm really glad, again, to be with you guys as we are every Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. live on 106.7 FM, the Big Talker Radio, on the Lynn with Ben show. It's always a pleasure. And this morning we've got... after the first segment, we've got our good friend Paul Alsop. He'll be calling into the show. Paul is one of our premier real estate agents in our area. He's an amazing guy, has a great team, an amazing team. Kelsey Hersler, Jennifer Ball, Paul Trogdon, just a great group of folks. And Paul's going to be on the show calling in to talk about, a little bit about what's going on in the real estate market as it pertains to southeastern North Carolina. And in our Wilmington and Kinder, Brunswick County areas, Hanover County, of course, all that good stuff. So really excited to have him on the show. We always have a good time, have some fun. But man, the Kentucky trip's been a lot of fun. I came home for a few days. Mandy and Luke and Brooke had to go to. We're going to a wedding, and they went to the wedding in Asheville. I came to see my family in Kentucky. Came up here to see my parents. Had lunch with one of my old buddies, Teddy Kroom. With I think it's SMK Concrete. I believe that's the name of it, this company. But they do a lot of nice work up here. But man, Bardstown, Kentucky, and the Nelson County area as a whole are just growing by leaps and bounds. I mean, I went to log distillery. It's like a concert hall, and it's amazing what they've done. They built it in New Haven. It's called Log Still Distillery, and they have a concert venue that holds about